এবং গ্লাসেটিক গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোন এলিমেন্ট
हाय मैं डैडी स्लेट्स लिया आपका जूनियर 11th भी आपने गोल्डन वॉक भेजा था क्या
हाँ और क्या ऑनलाइन था ही नहीं
सो आई गेस वी आर द डायनामिक डुओ
प्रैक्टिस करता है अभी भी नूब है
वो तो पूरी आके बाद ही पता चलेगा
ये तो भूया के बाद ही पता चलेगा।
तू वेट कर, मैं दिख रहा हूँ।
अबे रुक जा, मेहनत से ही शीरू का कैरेक्टर जीता है, इसका फुल यूज तो कर लेना।
Previously on What's Up Free Fire. Huh? What is this place? Free Fire! Welcome to Season 2. I'm back! This is our first episode of the new year, so new enhancements are in order. First up, a big one. Training Grounds Remake. This island is now bigger and better looking. A new, full-sized racing track is being constructed, allowing you to experience the thrill of speed with your friends. Now all we are missing is a super fast car. The target range is also renewed to provide more visual feedback as you hone your skills. An esports Hall of Fame will be built beside the social zone. Get up close and personal with your favorite team and professional players. Revel in their glories as you forge your own records in the game. You know, I kind of miss Moko. Okay. But seriously though, we are the dynamic duo, don't you think? Now you can form your own dynamic duo. The new partner system allows players to form closer ties with their best buds. As you game and socialize together, your buddy meter increases. More benefits will be added soon, but feel free to tell us what features you would like to see in the comments below. Players will also get a personal name badge. Something like this, displayed in your profile page. Together with this addition is the Battle Tag. Earn it with your performance in each match. This is your badge of honor. You can also visit other players' profiles and look at their ranks, playstyles, and battle tags. Talking about buddies, a new revival mechanism will be introduced in Battle Royale. After completing a series of tasks, it is possible to bring a fallen teammate back into battle. But I must warn you, it is very challenging. You guys asked, and we delivered. The developers have heard your desire for more weapon varieties in Clash Squad. Now, popular weapons will be arranged into multiple sets and rotated as you play more games. May more choices bring more victories for you. And before we go, here's a quick look at the weapon balancing adjustments in this new patch. That's all for our Season 2 premiere. See you next time on What's Up Free Fire.
আমাদের এসকে দা কাই কিন্তু অসাধারণ সুমন ভাই এখানে থার্ড পার্টি
নোডা লেগে গেলে কিন্তু ওপেনে থাকবে
আনলিগাল টিমের একজন ডাউন তাকে এবং এখানে কিন্তু
গেমার গেমিং এখন লাস্টে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে ধরে হেলমেট
हाय मैं डैडी लिटिल प्लेयर आपका जूनियर 11th भी आपने गोल्डन वॉक भेजा था क्या
हाँ, और क्या ऑनलाइन था ही नहीं।
सो आई गेस वी आर द डायनामिक डुओ
प्रैक्टिस करता है, अभी भी नूब है।
वो तो पूरी आके बाद ही पता चलेगा बस एक और बचा है।
Let's not underestimate.
वैसे मेरे भी 5 किल्स हैं और तेरे भी 5। क्या मैंने ठीक खेला?
ये तो बुया के बाद ही पता चलेगा।
तू वेट कर, मैं देखता हूँ।
अबे अबे रुक जा। मेहनत से ही शीरू का कैरेक्टर जीता है, इसका फुल यूज तो करने दो।
Previously on What's Up Free Fire. Huh? What is this place? Free Fire! Welcome to Season 2. I'm back! This is our first episode of the new year, so new enhancements are in order. First up, a big one. Training Grounds Remake. This island is now bigger and better looking. A new, full-sized racing track is being constructed, allowing you to experience the thrill of speed with your friends. Now all we are missing is a super fast car. The target range is also renewed to provide more visual feedback as you hone your skills. An esports Hall of Fame will be built beside the social zone. Get up close and personal with your favorite team and professional players. Revel in their glories as you forge your own records in the game. You know, I kinda miss Moko. Okay. But seriously though, we are the dynamic duo, don't you think? Now you can form your own dynamic duo. The new partner system allows players to form closer ties with their best buds. As you game and socialize together, your buddy meter increases. More benefits will be added soon, but feel free to tell us what features you would like to see in the comments below. Players will also get a personal name badge. Something like this, displayed in your profile page. Together with this addition is the Battle Tag. Earn it with your performance in each match. This is your badge of honor. You can also visit other players' profiles and look at their ranks, playstyles, and battle tags. Talking about buddies, a new revival mechanism will be introduced in Battle Royale. After completing a series of tasks, it is possible to bring a fallen teammate back into battle. But I must warn you, it is very challenging. You guys asked, and we delivered. The developers have heard your desire for more weapon varieties in Clash Squad. Now, popular weapons will be arranged into multiple sets and rotated as you play more games. May more choices bring more victories for you. And before we go, here's a quick look at the weapon balancing adjustments in this new patch. That's all for our Season 2 premiere. See you next time on What's Up Free Fire.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ranjit Mama, Senior Patel. I welcome all of you guys to Free Fire Bangladesh Championship. And alongside me is one of my favorite co-casters to work with. She is none other than Star Tanya. Tanya, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for such a warm welcome, and thank you to the viewers as well for joining us for Free Fire Bangladeshi Championship. And it is one of the biggest events happening right now. Yesterday, Mamba, we had lots and lots of action to catch through. And to be honest, these players don't allow us to get a breather. So, what are your expectations today coming from them? Is it the same action, or you do expect some passive approach for today?
I actually think there's going to be more aggression because
Oh.
usually what happens is, the early days of the tournament, things start on a mellow tone, but then they start picking up pace. They get used to it because we have one group from yesterday playing today again,
Yep.
and it's going to be Group B and C if I'm not mistaken. We are going to have a look at the teams as well, which are going to be playing. So we have Agent EXP, and the rest of the teams are on your screen. But we did see a couple of teams yesterday, Tanya, who really stood out, and they're going to be playing today as well. So what are your expectations?
My expectations are spike high coming from Agent and Xenons. Yes, Jawbreaker for the Booyah. Somewhere Jawbreaker still come on three. It is all due to the league point system that is happening currently. So, Mamba, I would want you to explain the league points better.
Yeah, I mean, so this is a format that has been accepted and has been used since a while now across the Free Fire esports circuit. So what usually happens is we have two groups playing in a match day. So today, for example, we have, if you take this example, you have Group A and B. So what usually happened is back in the past is if you got the booyah, you get 20 points, obviously, and that is the only point system or points table that would be there, right? But in this case, we have a different point system. It's called the league point conversion. So what happens is, even if you do not get a booyah, for example, you take team number 3, which is Group B1, that's the first team from Group B. When they go back to their own group, they still get 20 league points, even though they did not get the booyah, and that is because they were ahead of the group mates. So as long as you're on top of your group, it doesn't matter if you get the booyah or not. You just got to play consistently. That's it.
Yeah, consistency is the key to success, is the key for the progressing towards the next step. And yeah, that is what is happening. So yeah, this is the way. This is about the yesterday's standing team, Group A and B. These are the qualified name. But talking about Group B and C, these are the groups that are going to contest today. So it is going to be Zenon, Agent, Jawbreakers, One Man, Extreme X, and Ambush. These are the repetitive teams. And the new one to join us for League Day 2 are going to be Team Riot, TM Swag, Team LMC, M26 Mystics, Eclipse TRB, and Team Rage. So we are going to have 12 teams. They are definitely going to fight and give up their best because they want to get qualified for sure.
That is true. I mean, we still have a long way to go. It's still the second day. It's an 11-day long tournament, so it's going to be a long road forward. But talking about the teams, of course, Group B is where my focus is going to be because they played yesterday. Now today they're going to be playing against teams which have not played yet in the in the league stage of this tournament, and it's a pretty big platform. And more importantly, this is the first time FFBC is happening, so the pressure is going to be immense on these teams, Tanya.
Yeah, they are going to be. And talking about Group B, they were outstanding yesterday. They were outstanding. So, they might be under pressure, but apart from that, they are also going to have to be a little smoother compared to Group C because it is their second day. And having said that, about their second day two, League Day 2, we are headed towards the first match for the day. And yes, it is going to be Bermuda, my personal favorite match. And I'm looking forward for few fights coming on Clock Tower and the landings over Sentosa as well. But it is all flight path that decides, right?
That is true. That is true. But here's the funny thing about Free Fire. And usually the flight path is not that different in this case as well. It's not that different. It's fairly the same plane path, and all the teams are going to have the drop locations well within their reach. But the question really is, which direction does the plane come in from? Because if it's coming in towards your direction where you want to drop in early, for example, teams who would want to drop down at Sentosa are going to be pretty happy about this. But teams who want to go towards Bullseye or maybe Graveyard or Observatory, they'll have to wait it out a bit. And it's quite interesting to see there's only one team going towards Sentosa, and that's Team TR.
Yeah, that's Team TR, Team Rage, and they are going to have best of loots because they don't share the whole island. It is up to them. And if we talk about Eclipse TRB, they are contesting Cape Town, and I don't think there's anybody going over there, but I see some fighting shots between the Riots and the 26 Mystic. These are the first fighting shots, and it is first strike has already been taken. First blood by Arnav coming from Team Riot.
That is true. Team Riot is trying to take that initial fight and get that momentum going on in the favor. And I think that's a pretty healthy mentality that shows confidence and intent. And I like it. I like it when teams go out and play aggressive, especially early on in the game, because that stamps your authority and that shows that you're not scared of anyone. And Riot is going out and doing exactly that. But the team that they're fighting against is Team LMC. And Shuo, in the meantime, he's going to be jumping around the corner. Alvi is just waiting it out on top, but he might actually pay the price for it. But nonetheless, Rad and Huff is going to find the first knock for himself. He's going to be able to finish the player. That is going to be the question.
He will definitely go for the finisher, but before that, Sparkling has started giving cover fire, and Maru spotting Sparkling would not spare him because the way the Team Riot is one of the best rushers, but land and fight is the strategy, and if they win it over here, their confidence is already going to get boosted after 2 knocks. Shuo is definitely not heading towards reviving his teammates, so he has revived his teammates, and on the counter fire, Maru comes in between and is eliminated. So here comes the first frag from Shuo, but all 3 players are all eliminated now. All the responsibility for Team LMC lies in his hand. His fate of his team, how long can he carry?
The fear of his team and the pressure as well on the shoulders. It's not going to be an easy task, but Maruf has been eliminated from the server. But they still have 3 kills and only 1 man lost. So I think that's more than a fair trade. And Anaf is just toying around with his food. But it's of course going to be Ali who gets the kill because he was the one who knocked down the player. And Riot, the intent that they've showed today is incredible, and this is one team that I will be on the lookout for this entire day because they had the confidence and they had the ability to go out there in the first game itself, aggress out, and actually finish up an entire squad. So, well, they have 4 kills, even though we do see 12 teams alive by an entire squad. I meant getting 4 players down, but of course, 12 teams, 43 players, just 3 minutes in, and we've seen a healthy fight.
And early losses as well. So the team LNC having only 1 player surviving. Now all he has to go is for the passive approach we're talking about. We're going to see lots and lots of aggression for the day 2. But over here, now this is one sad player who has to hold himself. These Bangladeshi players, but I've seen them playing yesterday, they don't like any passive approach. Even if you're left as one, they do tend to go for the fight 1v3. And yes, I've seen them taking few frags. Over here, if we talk about the team Zenon, the team which we have already talked about yesterday, are heading for the loots. And they are all over the graveyards all alone. So best of the loots is going to line up, and over to that, the new vending machine, they are going to get as many grenades as they have collected the tokens for.
Yep, but the vending machine mechanic is pretty interesting to me because it did not exist before, but it does change the dynamic, especially given the fact that we had Chrono, which came in as I think one of the most disruptive characters because of its ability to create a shield wherever you want, and also the sprinting boost that you get, which allows you to push or maybe run away from danger as soon as you can or as quickly as possible. So things like these new updates keep on changing the game, and you always get to see a fresh perspective and you get to see new metas being evolved. Right now, I think the local meta in Bangladesh itself is not really defined because we see teams going out aggressive, we see teams going out passive. There are no specific rotations, or at least we've not noticed them in the FFBC. So as the tournament progresses, we are going to notice more of these things coming up. But I would really like to see some aggressive plays like Riot coming in from the other teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Even I'm waiting to see, because that is what viewers enjoy, that is what casters enjoy. But for the players, they have some decisions to make to not lose any players. Apart from that, they also have the responsibility to qualify. And being day 2, it's okay. They still do have many chances. And over here, the car has been spotted. And I think they can blast out the car very easily somewhere. Is he going to sneak out? And yes, the car was blasted, but somehow the player has sneaked out very well. And the team is B26 Mystics, whom Swag Anaf has spotted.
Yeah, but I think they're going to wait it out because they know that they don't have to force the fight. If they do peak, if the players from B26, they do peak, they might get taken out. But here's the thing, right? Even if you try to cross with any amount of glue walls, that's not going to help you because glue walls will always be taken down. But we do have a flank coming in, and Anaf, luckily, he actually connects a headshot at that range. That's incredible, but Anaf is not going to back off. He wants to keep on taking that fight. We do have one more player trailing behind their team, trying to make sure that their 6 is clear, but Shuo is going to find the opening, and Nubi has been eliminated from the server.
Yeah, one player eliminated on the server, and over here, Shots is getting knocked up. I thought somewhere he's going to give some jump and shot through his shotgun, but unfortunately, it was a 1v2 situation, and there was no way he could have survived 2 SMG. Now it is one player remaining coming from Team MSBD. Let's see how long can he hold over here, because Team Swag is making sure of that there's no team that survives, because all 4 players tend to shoot at a time, and they go for one player. So if the player come one by one, you won't be surviving against this team. You need to make sure that you come as a group as well, not getting into the scattered position.
Yeah, boy, we do have Fresher.
How
That was quite late for the nade, but he's going to try and throw in that Molotov and see if it actually works out. But Fresher is going to find an opening onto Unhuff, and that is going to be a massive problem because by the time that they revive the player, the push is already going to be coming in, and the nades are coming in from below. So that is going to be a massive problem. The question is it going to damage their own team? Godspeed is pushing up with the MP5. He's breaking the shield. That is so smart, breaking the shield from below so as to his teammates can throw in nades from below, and maybe they can push out as well. And that is the level of gameplay that we want to see in the FFPC. The glue wall coming up real quick, but a knock has already been called in from Unhuff. And it's going to be Fresh, who's going to revive his teammate. Sure, he does have a shotgun as well, but the question is he going to be able to cross? He does try to cross, but he's going to fall down. Gets a knock, needs to go back up to help his teammate. But Fresher, I think, is going to fall back. While in the meantime, Godspeed definitely needs some help, and he's going to be revived as well.
The players survive over here. The players are getting knocked up, and now it is Shuo who wants to make sure he goes back. But their team has already backed up 6 kills. UAV is giving the worst condition for them because he was spotted so easily, and the advantage has been taken by team Jawbreakers. We've seen Jawbreakers taking away the Booyah with certain amount of kills. If they continue with the same consistency, and over here, yes, they are trying the best possible. They have spotted Nitrox, and yes, what a beautiful shot coming from Freak. The player is knocked, and now he's making sure that the kill gets confirmed over here, and it does.
Well, JB, they've been doing fairly well for themselves, but Freak has been an absolute monster with that sniper rifle, getting 4 kills for himself and the team as well. So the rest of the teams, the rest of the teammates, even though they are on 0 frags, but the entire team has 4 frags for themselves, and that's quite nice. 10 teams, 34 players, 8 minutes into the game, and all in all, on average, we have 3 players surviving per team.
Yeah, and Freak being the highest fragger. Yesterday it was Freak. We saw his name twice on the screen being the highest fragger. So talking about the consistency, I don't know about other teams, I don't know about other players, but Freak is the name. Yesterday it was flashed again and again. And if this is the way he's going to play, I'm very sure of you're going to see Freak once again for the highest fragger, because he doesn't want to wait. He wants to make sure he rushes in, he takes the kill, and then through the team support, he is surviving until the end for sure. And now the danger zone just above the head. Everybody needs to make sure they are under the hard cover, and yes, TM Swag is under the same location where they are, and they all are under the hard cover. And now the zone is closing in. Team Agent EXP needs, and this is the team that I was talking about. They have taken away 3 kills already, and now just like yesterday, they are heading zone to zone.
Well, I mean, if you are going to go in for early rotations, then if it works out for you, why not, right? But for now, Agent, they do have a fairly balanced approach, I'd say. They're not going, very aggressive, but at the same time, they're not playing super passive as well. They're not playing outside the zone. Even though it's the first zone, they can still play the edge, or maybe even outside, as a matter of fact. But Shuo finds a kill for himself. In the meantime, Rohan is going to be waiting it out behind the tree, trying to get some information for his team, and just conveying and relaying that information as quickly as he can. But Superman, he couldn't wait. Superman couldn't wait.
Yeah, he couldn't wait, and this is the team who has taken all the best resources and utilities coming from Sentosa. Now they are headed towards Pochinok. As soon as they have reached here, Eclipse TRB is already waiting, and now avoiding that fight, they want to go for the longer rotation. They don't want to take any fight early on. Maybe they have a fear of loss of players early on, and they want to save themselves for the final future fights. If that is the way they are going to take rotation, that is good coming for their team.
Yep, and Rage, on the other hand, they're not. So I didn't mention that Rage landed at Sentosa, and look at the rotation they've had. It's a fairly long rotation on foot, that too, and they've not run into fights yet. So they're going to be fairly okay in terms of utility, and they're going to go in through peak, which might just be a problem for them because we have EXE waiting it out for them, Extreme X, and if they get into a fight over there, I am certain that Extreme X might just have the upper hand because they've been holding that area since a while now, and they will have better positioning.
Yeah, absolutely. Their position is definitely better, but I doubt if there's any team wanting to enter through that area, because if we talk about Eclipse TRB, they are on the edge of the circle. It is only one team who is out of the circle and are trying to enter gradually, which is going to be Team Rage. They have traveled all the way through from Sentosa, and now maybe they are wanting to go towards the peak, and if they are going there, they are going to be in deadly danger. Talking about danger, they have danger zone right above their head, and I don't think it is going to matter because they do have hard covers about them.
That is true. The thing about hardcore, and I think a lot of times player overestimate their glue walls, because sure, while it can help you if you want to rush, if you want to push in, or you want to try and raid a house, but honestly, I still believe that you want to play the game as conventionally as possible. You want to play it by the book and use glue walls only when necessary, because that allows you to save glue walls, that allows you to make plays with the glue walls, because at the end of the day, if you've been using them consistently throughout the game, you're probably going to run out when you actually need them, and you can't block entrances, you can't block nades. And I believe that the glue wall is actually really, really underrated in terms of just sheer plays that they could make.
Yeah. It definitely advances them to a better level, because when the final circles are there, it is all in the open fields. Mostly, it happens that way, that the final circles are into the open fields, and if it is the case, it is only glue wall that they can save them. So yes, I think, and the situation that you were talking about, it is here. The team Rage is trying to enter through the peak, and Extreme X are quite too sure they don't want anyone to enter their vicinity, and they're making sure of that they take the kills, and they don't allow the gatekeeping at its best, because it is Hamim who is using the sniper and trying to make sure nobody enters through any circle, because they have spotted one team. There might be other. We know there is no one around there, but it is not. It is Hamim who doesn't know about it, so he's making sure about it right now. So Kazi, 77MD, and Zico just trying to gatekeep, and now they also need to reach for the zone, because Circle has taken a shift which is not within the peak.
Yep, and I think that is where Team Rage went wrong. They assumed that people would just leave Peak, even though some of the monuments in Peak are inside the zone, and that, I think, that was a little unfortunate. And they did not have the foresight that people could be gatekeeping over there. But Team LMC has been eliminated over here. And Agent, I couldn't read the name of the player who got the last kill, but Agent was the team that knocked him out, that eliminated them. But you didn't notice, 2 teams got eliminated, but only 4 players went out. So there were 10 teams and 34 players, and now we have 8 teams and 30 players.
Yeah, we have lost 4 teams for now, and now it is just 13 minutes and 4 teams are already gone. And UAV is here, rainbows are over here. It is the clock tower where I was expecting some fights coming in. Cheetah has spotted one of the players from Eclipse TRB, and the player is holding himself into the sniper tower. I thoroughly love the play coming from sniper tower. You get the best looks and best cover alongside. But somewhere, if all the teammates decide to go there, one grenade, kaboom, and all players are lost. So I hope this is not the strategy the opponents are going through. Jamil getting attack coming from Team Rage this time. Once again, he has used the glue wall right now and giving one grenade attack. I don't think it is going to be sufficient. Flashbangs are thrown and exchanged over here and there. Firing shots would not stop. Sabir is knocked. Zissan makes sure to give a good cover if possible, and yes, he does take a counter revenge, and one of the players is knocked, but once again, glue wall is going to save his teammates.
Well, you talk about Ornob and Zissan. Zissan especially over here right now with the sniper in his hand. He's trying to dish out so more. For a moment, I thought he actually got that knob. It was Arnab who got that knob, and Romjan in the meantime is going to kill Freak and is going to advance up there. But Jamil in the meantime does have an M2419. He can be the game changer for his team, because he is not being attacked. He has a wonderful weapon to work with as well. But Arnab making sure that his teammate did not die and made sure that he got that kill before his teammate could be eliminated. But in the meantime, look at this. Cheetah waiting it out along with his teammates and just staying on top of the house. But Sadness might actually jump down. This might not be the best of ideas. And now the problem is that he's stuck on the far side of the zone inside the glue wall. Then how is he going to get out? That is my question. His feet are visible. I think that was a massive misplay.
That was definitely a massive misplay, and he is going to regret about it, because reaching within the zone and covering yourself into the cocoon of blue walls, and Zishan gets knocked out on the other side of the map. Arnav using his best possible aim and shot, unfortunately not able to connect any of them by far, and now he tries to flank out of the location, gets the better view and gets the better aim, and now I think he's not going to spare it out so easily after losing 2 players. Arnav and Jamil gets traded out into the fire. Oh God, what is happening? I don't know. This was the team that I was looking for. And on the other side of map, if we talk about Goose speed, it is. And yes, he is holding the sniper tower, giving some good damage. But let's see how long can he stand over here.
We need to see, wait it out, and we'll figure it out in the next couple of minutes, because we only have 2 minutes of gameplay left. 5 teams, 15 players. Reflex finding a frag onto Cheetah, and Fresher with the SKS being a bush on top of a watchtower. I'm pretty certain that players would be able to notice that. But the glue wall's coming in, trying to go up the hill and getting that high ground. That's not going to work out because they're being shot at from the side, from the top, and from every other possible angle. But Hamim is going to go. Wait. Okay, he was outside the zone. He's going to go inside the zone and try and survive this fight. But the question is, will he be able to survive it? We do have one more player from team number 8, if I'm not mistaken. That is Team Jawbreakers, who's waiting it out at the corner. And Hamim and his teammates actually do not realize that.
Yeah, I don't think they are aware about the player standing just near to them. They could have taken some action over here, but two players coming from Extreme X have managed to enter the zone. Now it is two players who have to fight against the Jawbreakers. If Jawbreaker is eliminated over here, we are going to just left with four teams remaining. And Goose Speed, who was spotted into the sniper tower, has been knocked by 77MD. He's not wanting to get the confirmation so far. The player is revived and Hamim gets knocked out over here. Hamim is not standing with the 77MD, and now he spots pressure over here and confirms the kill immediately.
For now, we have 77MD. They're just playing at the edge of the zone, and Reflex, I don't think he's going to be able to survive this one because he's at the edge of the zone. He's being shot at as well. He does deploy the glue wall, but it's going to be very, very, very difficult for him. Loser is going to get knocked out by the play zone. We have 3 teams, 6 players alive. 77MD trying to go in again. The only player surviving for Team EXE. 7 kills for the team. Is still going to shoot away. He's not going to win. Mauler might just get finished over there. It's a 1-1. He can actually pull this off. If he does pull this off, that is going to be one of the best clutches that we've seen so far in FFPC. And Reflex does not have any healing. 65 points of health to work with. 77MD is going to try and push up. He does have glue wall there as well. He has healing. He has nades. Is he going to use those nades? That is going to be the question. The zone moving in, Tanya. What do you think is going to happen?
I am very sure of EXE77MD with the advantage of health and utilities. He's going to make sure that just with 65 HP left with Reflex is not going to be spared. Unfortunately, Reflex has already used his chrono ability. It was very early to use, but only advantage that Reflex has is the VSS with the Reaper bullets. But somewhere, as we discussed, 77MD would not spare a single chance with that. First booyah for the day has been backed by Extreme X's.
Incredible. That was incredible from 77MD coming in because I remember there were 5 teams alive and he was still struggling trying to move in. But at the end of the day, when it became a 1v1, not because he took out the third player, but it was the second player who actually took out the third player, and that made his life easier. So he had to do nothing, just wait it out. And the last player surviving in a 1v1 did not have glue walls, did not have medkits. How do you survive in a situation like that? You don't. Yeah. As simple as that, you just don't.
You just don't. And maybe the disadvantage of loot made him somewhere. So guys, a small suggestion, though I'm not as good players as you are, get the best resources and utilities to fight it out into the final circle. And now here we go with some highlights. Team Riot, how they landed, how they immediately took some few frags and confirmed the eliminations early on into the match, just within the first 2 to 3 couple of minutes, and they managed to take kills. And yes, they did have to lose one player on this fight somewhere. That was a win-win situation, 3 kills and just with the loss of 1 player.
Well, the last 2 fights, even though we're in the first one, these were some initial fights that happened. And sure, they were fun to watch, but this is the thing, right? Fresher, the reason I did not throw that nade was because he wanted to cook that nade. And that is where it actually worked against him as well, because the moment he cooked the nade, the glue wall was put up. Now imagine a situation where he cooks the nade, glue wall comes out, the nade bounces off the wall and kills himself.
Yeah, that you need to have that precision. You need to be very sure working with the throwables, because throwables do give you same amount of the damage the way it gives the opponent. So you need to make sure that if you are throwing, and this over here when Molo was cooked and thrown and confirmed the kill, yeah, it was perfectly done, perfectly executed. And then this was the location when Zishan gets knocked out. I felt somewhere that agents are going to strike back, but somewhere Team AXE they outshined through everywhere. They made sure nobody enters the zone. The split strategy they worked with them very well. So over here, just with Reflex and 77MD left, Reflex made sure that he will use the Reaper bullets, but MMD did not give any chance at all.
Yeah, 77MD was incredible with that play over there. And I think that there were 2 things that worked out in his favor. One, of course, the gun that he had, the M249, is really overpowered. Second, that he got a little lucky as well, because he did not have to work as hard towards the last 2 fights. But of course, he did have to survive, and I think that was more than difficult in itself. So congratulations to 77 MD and the team, because that was not an easy booyah to get, but they still managed to get it, and with a pretty decent kill count as well. So I think if they carry on with this performance, at least for the next 2 games, even if they get 2 podium finishes in the next 2 games, I think they are going to walk away 20 or 17 points in the respective group.
Yeah, we can see them as the qualifiers from their respective group because their play was good, though not very early on fights taken. They saved their numbers for the final fight, then giving some good mind games, good strategies. There were 2 players gatekeeping other teams, 2 players just entering and trying to take the fights. So yes, I do expect some good fights. So now, Mamba, I have one more team added up to, through which I am looking forward much more. Them expectations have risen. Having said that, we have to head towards the second match of the day, which is going to be Purgatory. So any expectations coming from that? Any drop locations that you're waiting for? Because yes, if you talk about me, I have Brasilia.
I think Brasilia is for everyone, because that is one location where everyone wants to drop. And you could, if you asked a kid who plays Free Fire on the road, like, where do you drop in Purgatory? It's like, Brasilia, that's it. That's the only location I know. That's the only location I want to go to. And that is what I want to see in a professional match as well. 5 teams dropping down at the center of the map and, brawling it out.
Yeah, no doubt to that. And let's see who drops it. Drops into the Brasilia, because as soon as the flight path has begun, all the teams have already decided to jump somewhere or the other. But there are 2 teams heading towards the Fire Brigade, which are going to be Eclipse TRB once again. And with them, it is going to be Team One Man. Team One Man definitely did not get many booyahs yesterday, but they had very good amounts of kill. And talking about Southern Island, Maba, we have 4 teams there.
We do have 4 teams over there, and that's a massive surprise for me as well, because you look at the main island, there's only 3 teams. That is the biggest landmass there is, and only 3 teams. Actually, 4 teams dropped down. EXE, Kazi is going in towards Fire Brigade and Lumber. No, actually, he dropped down at the edge. He's waiting out towards the river, but Maruf is not going to wait it out. He will also fight, and he wants to fight now.
He wants to fight now, but I don't know why they have some disadvantage of number right now. It is going to be 3v4 situation if they try to go into fight, but if they go now or later, they have to fight into the same pattern right now. And their god gets knocked up, and I don't think there's anybody to revive him or save him. And yes, this is the first frag coming, but this time it was Swag for the previous match who did take so many kills, but this time they have lost 1 player early on. And how are they going to I don't know how are they going to manage without 1 player over here, because Sori is also knocked down, gunshot just with very little HP left. Newbie is going to make sure that he doesn't get spared, but somehow he is surviving with mere 10 HP maybe.
Double kill.
We talk about MSBD, they have 2 kills for themselves, and they are going around running a riot, which is quite surprising. But the good thing is that they have the same uniform, which I really like. This subtle details can actually be a game changer, because what usually happens is, if you've noticed the uniform of the players, if you know which characters they're playing, you can have a basic idea of how many players you're surrounded by. But if you have the exact same, outfit, it's not as easy to figure out how many players you're surrounded by.
Oh yeah, you can spot your teammates quite easily, and that is what they are doing. So yes, it definitely impresses me a little more than enough, because if you are if you're wearing the same uniform and if you're having the same names, for sure, that is like it is the roll number kind of stuff over there. So that is what they are doing maybe. And over here, LMC is engaging with the fight against Team Rage once again. So let's see how is the fight going to go. And Rage knocks out one of the player, and it is Amin who makes sure that the kill gets confirmed. So it is Superman who confirmed 1 kill for now. Amin healing up a little bit using the treatment gun, and now they are again going to bounce up with the best shots possible, because Team LMC, they are into the scattered situation. I don't know what their strategy was exactly, but Team Rage is on the hunt. They are going towards one player, and they are making sure that the team gets eliminated, because they are spotting 1 player. Or full team rushes in, and then they go eliminated.
Yep, and honestly, this is extremely surprising for me. The initial drops, nobody went to fields, nobody went to crossroads as well, and we do have a team towards Brasilia, but it's still a massive surprise, Tanya, because I think it's Team JB, which is Team Jawbreakers, who dropped down, and nobody wanted to challenge them, which is fine. You usually only see 1 team dropping down to Brasilia, even if there are 2 teams there, they go to 2 different ends. But what I'm surprised about is team number 9, that is Extreme EX. Where are they going? Because they are literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they are near to the marble works. All they want is the best of the loots possible. Little do they know they have one player over there, which is going to be coming from Team Swag. And now we also get to see the circle. So most of the teams are within the circle, very close to the circle. So first zone is definitely not going to be any problem for any of the team. But Jawbreakers, which you talked about, it is the best team for me, because the reason is they are within the zone, and the circle is definitely going to follow Brasilia, which is most of the time it happens that way. That zone does cover some part of Brasilia, and somewhere now it is Team LMC after losing two players. They're trying to gradually enter the zone, but little do they know that Jawbreakers are going to wait for them and are going to make sure that nobody enters the southern side of Brasilia so easily.
Yep, that is true. But look at the distribution of players. You cannot make any rotations whatsoever. I think Jawbreakers are going to have a field day with the teams trying to come in and teams trying to cross the bridges or rivers or trying to make a rotation because they're dead in the center of the circle. They don't have to rotate until at least the next three zones, and they are in pristine position to take down any team which is trying to come in. But all the teams which drop down on the other two islands, which have to cross the bridge or the river, they are going to have tough time because they're not just crossing the river, but they're also crossing the river with 5 other teams around them.
Yeah, they have to cross the river with 5 teams. That means 20 players are going to fight it out together. So we are going to see a very good chaotic situation. That is what we enjoy to cast. And over here, if we talk about pressure, he is driving. He's having his gala time, and this gala time is not going to last more than a minute, maybe even less than that, because Jawbreakers have seen them, have heard them, that there's some team who has entered Brasilia, and now the question is who is going to initiate the fire, who is going to initiate the gunfight, because you sometimes want to hide out until the final circle, because you very well know Brasilia is going to come under the safe circle, safe zone to be precise. So yes, maybe Jawbreakers would want to expose their location, but it is ambush esports who have exposed exposed themselves, because they entered through the vehicle and it is quite too easy to get spotted.
That is true. That's quite easy to get spotted that way. But you talk about AE, they've not been playing that aggressive. They've been below the radar, but of course it's only been one game. So I would assume it would be too early for me to comment that they've been flying under the radar. It could have been an unlucky game as well. But this time around, all the teams are playing fairly slowly, which I did not really expect on Purgatory, because I would assume that teams would want to fight it out, especially towards Motors, but they've not done that, which is pretty surprising to say the least.
I always see the patient gameplay coming in Purgatory, Mamba, because what the players do is this is the biggest map out of all three. So the players trying to get away from each other, and they have got the location. And talking about location, there's a UAV who has revealed the location between two teams, Eclipse TRB and Team LMC. I don't know how come every time we are seeing Team LMC again and again, though not engaging into fight, but their rotations are quite. They are coming again in front of each and every team, and Shuo gets knocked up by Mehadi using the sniper rifle he was using, and now the scattered position with his teammate is going to make sure that the kill gets confirmed. But Mehadi gets traded out over here, so the team support is here. Shifat from the other side of the bank, he is making sure that he gets the free kill available for the player who is knocked up. And yes, he does confirm the free kill.
It does confirm the free kill, and I think nobody would want to shy away from the fact that whenever you do get an opportunity to maybe kill steal or get a free kill, you would always want to go out and do that. And I'm all for kill stealing. It's annoying when it happens to you, but when you manage to steal a kill from another team, there's just no better feeling, is there?
Yeah, you get boosted up and you feel good though. And you're talking about Kunok riding in front of the teammates. He might get blasted so easily, but somewhere he is driving so fast. He sneaked out of the fight zone, and now Brasilia is converting itself into the rainbow colors. So many teams covering Brasilia right now. Advantage of height within the hands of a team. One man it is. So yeah, they do have the height advantage right now. It is Extreme X who have the advantage of height, and now they are going to be fighting against other three teams. And once you get the center of the circle, mind you, you are also the center of attraction, attracting the bullets towards you because you have exposed yourself, giving firing shots to one team. Now it is 4 teams from all 4 sides who are going to make sure that you get eliminated first. So somewhere reaching the circle first, holding the circle first also gives some sort of disadvantage to you.
Yep, and talking about TO though, they've been fairly conservative with their approach as well this time around, because you talk about Mola, you talk about Kunok, or Loser even. The last game we saw them play really, really aggressively, but this time around they've rather been mellow. I'm not quite sure why, but it looks like it is what it is. And team number 9, that is EXE. They're going to be waiting out with high ground working off of them, but we still have TO taking a fight. So I think they took it to heart when I called them mellow right now.
Yeah, they might have just outheard you, or it is just the telepathy. So they start doing the firing shots over here. Molla makes sure that he spots Kazi out, but it is always a disadvantage when you are at the lower ground and team EXE has chosen the perfect spot. You know, that is the exact location, exact spot where you can spot each and every team. May it be the jawbreakers entering from the right hand side, may it be ambush esports holding themselves into one of the strong hard compound, or may it be team one man who are just trying to engage there, but somewhere they have change of mind. Team Extreme X's decides to come down. I don't know what made them change the location, because they might have spotted Team Riot entering the same exact location where they were holding a ponto. And yes, it is Riot going towards location where Extreme X's were, and Extreme X is coming on the lower side.
EXE is still just running out in the open, like it reminds me of a movie where there's this dialogue: "Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave, or wave and smile, whatever order that was in." And that is exactly what they were up to. But they're going to pay a price for it, because one of the players has been knocked down. He's been killed as well. He's going to be eliminated from the server, and Kaz is trying to run away. Is he going to survive? Yes, indeed he is. And Zico has been spotted, but he is going to run away as well. And this is exactly what I talked about, right? The moment you deploy that shield, you get a speed boost as well. So you can sprint faster for a set amount of time, and you can run away from danger. And you can push faster as well if you're trying to be aggressive. So Chrono, I believe, has definitely changed the way this game is played.
Yeah, Chrono has, because the player previously used to hold on to zone because of the DJ heal ability they used to have. So what they used to do was they waited for the zone to close in. They used to heal up themselves with the ability, because ability used to refurbish itself every minute or so. But this is not the case with Chrono. When you go with Chrono, it is just that you want to go, shoot, confirm one knock, confirm one kill, and then again fall back to your teammates. So this Chrono has changed you to a little bit more aggressive players. And yeah, the previous game's aggressive player Team Extreme X's are on the rank 1 with 20 points, and 6 points away it is Team One Man and Ambush Esports. It is on 13. So Jawbreakers and Ambush definitely do share the points, but it is the standing points that differ the rank.
Yeah, but if you look at the current standings, we have obviously B2G Mystics at the bottom. Zenon, which is a massive surprise, is at position number 11. LMC at team position number 10. But we'll have a look at the scoreboard again. We have a fight going on right now, and Antono. Wait, was that? No, I think it was Ananto. The way that is how you pronounce it. Yes, Ananto. And I'm telling you, these names are difficult because they do not go by the conventions. They just don't.
Yeah, because they are new to us. We will gradually get familiar with these names, and they are new names for all of us. So we are Team Zenon with 1 kill, Shifat, and they're going through the bridge. Might be the safe route for now, but how long is it going to be safe? UAV just above their heads, and fortunately there's nobody sharing the grounds with them. Zone is going to take a shift real soon, and let's see if Team Zenon is going to be into the safe zone or no. And now we can see the highest fragger for the team, which was 77MD with 5 kills, the last survivor in the previous match. All 4 players are still surviving, and with the same strategy, Mamba, once again we are seeing the same split of 2.
Shut down.
Yep, and Riot, they're going to be pushing up, but talking about the player of the match, of course, 5 kills for himself, and of course, making sure that his team got the booyah, seeing his team across the finish line. I think that itself was, I believe, the player of the match, and that is why he was the MVP as well. But Alway, in the meantime, is going to be pushing up, but I think we have our director. Maybe we can hear him.
Yeah, man of the match was him for sure, and let's see how long can he survive, and is he here? Yeah, he's still surviving. 77MD, let's see, it is just the trio surviving now after the loss of 1 player, and there are 2 teams that are going to fight over here, and against them it is going to be the Team Riot. Zico gets down, the team that was surviving so good. How long and how good is it going to be? And 7-7 MD is down as well. And now it is Kazi who is the last man standing for his team. And now how long can he survive? Because it is Team Riot who wants to make sure that all the players get eliminated. After the loss of 7 MD, the man of the match for the previous man, I lost the hopes, and this is what Riot took the advantage of.
Yep, and we do have Alvi just waiting out again. And I think it might be a fairly similar situation like the last time. Maybe one of the players clutching it out for his team and going out there and getting the booyah. But talking about TO, they still have all 4 players live, playing very conservatively and not taking any fights whatsoever, making sure that they have the man advantage to work with, which is a fair strategy again. If you're aiming for position points more than the kill points, but I believe that you need to have a very good balance. And if you look at the older formats, right, that still actually gave a little more weightage to the kills, but now your position really matters, and that is what the principle is for a battle royale game, right? But Mola is going to be pushing in the glue wall, though. That is going to be a problem.
Yeah, that is definitely going to be a problem over here. Freak is down. The teams which we were looking out for, the players which we are looking out for, are unable to put up the same consistency. We saw them yesterday. So it is all a pressure, because it is a pressure showing the same abilities that you have shown yesterday. Pressure coming from your teammates to play the same way, but somewhere it doesn't work with a lot of pressure. You need to have the calm and composed mind. And Sadness has spotted one of the team just around the corner, which is going to be Team Rage. And Cheetah has spotted Kiddo over here. Who takes the first shots is going to be the winner for sure, because both of them are holding few close range weapons, and when you go with close range weapons, you make sure that you root for the head, and it is all done.
Yep, you aim for the head and it's all done, but we have 8 teams, 28 players. Knock is going to find a frag for himself, is going to knock down Gordon, but is going to be able to finish him? That is going to be the question, but he does finish him. Woodpecker is not a gun that you can run away from, no matter how much you try to hide, but you just cannot run. And JB, in the meantime, he's going to go down. Kiddo is going to try and go out because Mola's been knocked down. He's going to need a lot of help, but the zone is coming in as well, and that is going to be a massive problem because Loser has been knocked down by the play zone. And Naeem Alam, look at that. He's going to go around running a ride with his MP40, but he's going to get backstabbed as well. And Kiddo being eliminated, Mola being eliminated, and Team One Man entirety of the team being eliminated alongside Team Jawbreakers. So very chaotic fight over here. 6 teams, 18 players alive, and we have a meme from TR, Team Rage, who is just standing outside the zone, and he's going to pay the price for that as well because the rotations over here are very important. No team is inside the zone right now because it's quite literally an open field, and there's not a lot of cover to work with either.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about in the previous match, that all you got to do is save your glue walls for the final circle, and the team who has saved it are definitely going to bag lots and lots of advantage out of it. Zishan once again with the sniper out. He is trying against the team Ambush Esports, the team which was trying to go a little mellow. Now I don't think after taking 2-3 kills they're going in any mellow with any team. They're going to go with the best rush, with the best push possible, because this is the final circle, Mamba. Just with 4 teams and 14 players, it is 14 players remaining. They are going to make sure they save themselves, and maybe they flank out of the situation, but the aim coming from Ambush Esports is towards the another team, which is going to be Team Riot. They have taken 1 knockout of Team Riot, and Team Riot doesn't have much of players. Only 2 are left, and if one gets knocked out, I think, yes, we are towards the best 3 teams.
Yeah, we have the top 3 teams, 10 players alive over here. Ancient with 8 kills for themselves. Even though Zishan has been eliminated, he was one of the MVPs for them the last game, who's really good with the snipers, and even now he has most of the kills. 4 kills for himself and 8 kills for the team, but Ornob is going to be finding a way with the Groza. Oh God! He saw the nade launcher, he saw the nade coming in, but could not react to it, and that he is going to pay the price for. Jamil is still knocked on. Is he going to get revived? Yes, indeed he will. Ornob going out and reviving his teammate, and is going to, he's going to heal himself as well. But Blade has been knocked down. MSBD trying to stay alive, trying to stay put where they are, but one of the other teams is going to get eliminated as well. That is going to be Ambush Esports, 2 teams, 7 players. Tanya, what do you think is going to happen?
I just Team Agent, the team which I was looking for previous match, they did not perform well, but this time they did the best they could. They have got 8 kills, and now with 3 players remaining, they do have disadvantage of men over here. Newbie is trying to take a close call, and maybe, yeah, he does take out one of the agents now. Newbie gets knocked down, and it is LI8 out, who is trying to make sure that the kills get confirmed. He has spotted Jamil. He doesn't want to spare Jamil. Jamil gets knocked down as well. It is only Bladers who is alive, but it is Agent Sabir who makes sure to bag away the boost booyah with a great amount of kills. So yeah, Agent took away the second booyah for the day.
Agent walking away with the second booyah for the day, and that was quite a fashion as well to get that booyah because it was a very chaotic fight. The last two circles, I could barely keep up with the kill feed and everything that was happening around, especially that nade launcher coming in, getting 2 knocks for himself. But even though the players got revived, but that delayed the team a bit. And I believe that the nade launcher is one of the most overpowered weapons out there in the game. If you know how to use it properly, you can wreak havoc. And we've seen not just 2 kills, we've seen an entire team being knocked out with just one nade and one nade launcher. Especially in a situation where imagine someone's holding a watchtower and he hit the roof of the watchtower from below, and you explode the nade on top of the heads. And we've seen that happen as well. It's quite creative how these players can use this weapon.
Oh yeah, it is so creative, and I thought somewhere that the agents are going to get eliminated, but agents did get some time. They healed up themselves. They prepped up once again for the fight, and they won away the fight. But now let's get back to highlights, which are just right in front of the screen, where Team ECL started very strongly, got some knockers early on, but unfortunately could not last more than maybe few more fights, two more fights over here.
They couldn't last more than two fights, but I think that has to do with the positioning as well. Because if you're positioned well, you're not going to, at least not going to have a fight which is a 50-50. You will always have some sort of an upper hand, and that is what you want to do in every single fight that you take. Because a 50-50 is only as good as all the RNG involved, who shoots first, who has better mechanics, and whatnot. But if you do take a fight from a position where you have the clear advantage, chances are you're not going to lose the fight 8 out of 10 times.
Yeah, right. Because you always have the different conditions, playing conditions every time. The zone sometimes favor you, zone sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you have the highest resources, sometimes you don't. So it is all about the situation, that current situation that matters. And at that point of time, this is what the grenade launcher changed my perspective towards agent. I thought agents will not be able to bag the booyah because of the less in numbers, and then they did manage to get 2 to 3 knocks player. But somewhere Shabir comes out of nowhere from the glue wall and takes the final last man standing, the Bladers, and made sure to get the best points, and the best kills for his team.
That is true. Got the best points, the best kills, and of course, at the end of the day, the booyah as well, which is so important because even though that booyah would not make sense in the grand scheme of things, but it still does help you to increase that margin so that even if you have an off game, you have a bad game, you still have that cushion to work with. And usually what would happen, Tanya, is that if you're not converting these points to league points, if a team managed to get 3 booyahs in a day, they build this massive lead. And even though if they have two more days which don't go as well, they could still be okay with that cushion. But the league point conversion makes sure that you can't have a day where you pop off and a day where you play bad. You have to be very consistent throughout. But of course, we're going to talk a lot more about this. We're going to discuss a lot more about the new point system as well. But right now, it's time for a break. Do not go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Grab your coffee if you have to, because we have a lot more action lineup. So do not go anywhere. We'll see you guys on the other side.
কিন্তু ফাইট দিতে একেবারে সুইসাইড গেমার গেমিং এবং লাস্টে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোন এলিমেন্ট গেমার যেটা এমজিআর যে টিম পেছে চলে আসছে এবং লাস্টে গেমিং উইথ giving it time একজন এলিমেন্ট এমপিআর যে টিমটা সে চলে আসবে এবং লাস্টে যে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে ধরে এলিমিনেট লাস্টে যে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে ধরে এলিমিনেট এমপিআর যে টিমটা সে চলে আসবে এবং লাস্টে যে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে ধরে এলিমিনেট
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The break time is over. 2 matches for the day are also over, and I do have 2 matches to cast with. And the co-caster with me is going to be Salty. So, Salty, the main question is that we did go through 2 matches. One booyah was bagged by the Team Extreme X's, and the second by Agent. I was rooting for Team Agent for sure, but then talking about Extreme X's, they also got a very good booyah. They got a very good booyah. The action they showed to us and the way they played it was so commendable. So now my expectations have risen so good. So now with that rise in expectations, we are heading towards the recap for the day. The round one, which is Bermuda, and it was Extreme X's who have hoisted the flag for the first Bermuda. The second one is going to be, which was round two, Purgatory, Agent EXP. They played outstanding even after getting 3 players down. It was 1 player left, Shabi, who takes away the booyah for his team with that outshine on the round two for the day. And now there are the 2 matches left for with me that I have to cast with you. Round three, which is going to be Kalahari. Round four, which is going to be Bermuda. So yes, Kalahari is the map changer, the leaderboard changer, I would like to say, because Kalahari is the round where you don't get much of cover. You have to fight it to the open fields. No open fields, the deserted fields, to be honest, Salty. So do you have something to say about the next 2 matches which we are going to cast together?
Certainly, I guess the first 2 games they were won by teams from team number that is group number B. So definitely the fact that they come in from a more experienced background because they've already played yesterday. This is their second day, and certainly the fact that they win the first 2 games. It just goes to show that experience is helping them. The nerves are more calm. Teams from Group C, they will have to come upper. Even though I guess they did have an upper hand because they were the ones who were watching the game from behind the screen. So definitely they probably could have counter-strated something. I'm not really sure about that, but certainly the experience coming in from day one to day two, it is certainly helping Group B. Nonetheless, I guess moving on, Kalahari has always been the map that kind of shifts the tone of which particular way that in which particular direction the tournament is going. So definitely there will be some changes. I'm expecting some good performances coming in from teams from Group C as well, but you cannot even guarantee that because Kalahari has been the map where no predictions matter, because as long as teams stay alive, anything can happen, and any particular player, any particular team, they can get the booyah, and with the booyah they can get a lot of kills. So definitely a lot of high ground, low ground will come into play, a lot of platforms, a lot of zip lines, everything is there, I guess, but it just goes to show how random or how unpredictable this entire map is. So Tanya, I would also love to point the fact that this map has generally been more passive, but coming into FFBC, we have seen a lot of kills go in Kalahari as well. So what are your thoughts? Do you think that players are going to drop down and go for the kills right from the get-go, or do you think that the players are going to play passive, at least because this is the third round of day two? They need the day's points.
Absolutely. I'm talking about the Bangladeshi teams, Bangladeshi players. They are unstoppable, Salty. They are not wanting to wait at all they want is the kill. These are the teams who by far I'm seeing as all they are wanting is kill points. I don't know how easily they do get or how good they have practice for. So yes, they do go for the early fights. And talking about early fights, it is team ALMC who has spotted few enemies, maybe because it is one player sparking who is having the advantage of fight. But on the other side of the map, it is going to be Shrines, that two teams contesting the same location. Riot versus the Jawbreakers. We have seen the Jawbreakers taking some booyahs yesterday, but today it is the first blood coming from Arnav, and Jawbreakers have lost one player already, and Alvi has been traded down as well. The fighting shots will not stop. Jawbreakers eliminates the team Riot so early on.
Like, wow. Team Riot was the team that Mambo was really praising about. Just of the start of the day, he was really talking about how Team Riot had a good mentality moving on to the tournament. But now they've been eliminated in the 12th position by Team Jawbreakers, another team, a team that got 2 booyahs last time around. And this match as well, they're starting strong. They did lose one player, but they have a complete squad wipe under their wing. So certainly things are clicking in. But team number 5, as of yet, I guess, they're certainly in a very good position. Team Rage, they will try and loot up themselves. I would love to look at the circle though, because at this particular point, the circle is going to matter a lot. The team position, Tanya, I guess all of the teams, they're kind of well spaced. There is a lot of space in between them, and we might not see a lot of early action after the first fight that we saw.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen the early fight, and now certainly the players have realized that position points are also going to matter over here. So what we previously saw was 4-5 teams trying to contest the same land, same location, but the flight path has managed to get the players land the players have landed with a very good widespread. So now early fights are not going to be seen for now, but I'm very sure as the zone closes in, Salty, there's no player who's going to wait out for the dinner right in front of them, because as I say, kill hungry, it is just that they are wanting the kills just like served into the platter, and they are able to manage those kills so easily. I don't know how come, but they do.
Certainly. I guess experience is what really matters, Tanya. This is going to be a very long tournament, and you want to be in it right from the start. You know, a lot of times it happens so that since this is the first major event, a lot of teams, they kind of feel the nerve. They kind of feel that, all right, we're in the biggest stage of it all. And, you know, a lot of teams, they kind of get tensed. And that is something which we don't really see a lot of these teams facing. Team number Group B especially, we can see how fluid they're playing right now. They're confident with their rotations. They're confident with their gunfights. Group C, yes, this is the first day for them. So certainly things will kick in. But once they actually get in the groove, I guess things are going to be much better. They will execute their strategies much better, and that is something which is really required. You don't really want to use up a lot of days to get in the groove. You don't really want to use up a lot of time to find your form, find your rhythm, and then go into the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, Chrono CR7 has changed the perspective of the player. All the players want to go is use their Chrono Shield, make sure one of the players is taken down, and then they gradually use the glue wall and then take a fallback. So somewhere the meta of the game is changed thoroughly. No defensive play at all. It is CR7 that helps the players go ahead, take some rushes, take some pushes, and advance to the next level of fight. So over here, the fight may be escalated over here between the teams, and who is going to be against Team One Man. Team One Mans have been performing very well yesterday. So yes,
absolutely.
And the expectations were very good with them yesterday, but somewhere today the consistency has shaken over here a little bit. But maybe the Kalahari map is the game changer, and they might gain something over here, because Kunok has spotted one of the player giving some good damage. But once again, CR7 helps him save for the future fight.
Absolutely. Both these two teams, Team Xenon as well as Team One. Team One Man is a team that I've been looking forward since day one. They were really performing good. I'm not really sure if they can get a booyah today, but I would love to see this team get a booyah, because this is a team that has been more consistent than anyone else. Probably right now, Kiddo trying to launch a counter attack on team number 1, that is Team LMC. It looks like there can be a third party over, because Team Xenon and Team One Man, they're accompanied by Team LMC, and anything can happen from here itself. Elsewhere on the map, we have Team Agent up against team number 5, who is probably Team Rage. Yes, they are Team Rage. Once again, Reflex trying to flank in. He has 2 players right in front. It can be pretty messy for him if he doesn't really connect his shots right now. Both these two teams, they're actually squandering for the first opening, and Nitrox has been taken down. Fresher has been taken down as well. Team number 5, that is Team Rage, they're absolutely raging at the moment. With 2 players down, they can really take on this fight. Reflex goes on his knees as well, and Godwin, with 1 clean sweep, he takes down the entirety of Team Agent. And what a way to do it. I believe it is Team Ambush, though. Yeah, it is Team Ambush. Like, my bad. It was my bad. But nonetheless, that was Team Ambush to get wiped down. But elsewhere on the map, Tanya, team number 10, that is going to be Team B26. Another team that I look forward to versus Team Agent. This is the right Agent. My bad.
This is the right agent against the B26. Yep, they are B26 Mystics. How mystically can they play? Because above them, it is the danger zone. They do have hard cover. Meteor showers are on. Somewhere I feel bad for agents because they don't have the hard cover. And it is good once again because the red zone is totally out. So now it is a fight going on between Team LMC. Against them are going to be Team One Man. The fight which was disengaged a little while ago, but now they have to. How long can they delay, right? This is the right time when you have to start making the fight. Sparking is down over here. Shuo is making sure that the kills get confirmed, but before that, he wants to revive his teammate alongside because Sparking is down too, and he's being counter-attacked over here. The glue wall that was used, it definitely bought him some time to escape from there. Sky shoot from the other and other side of the street. He is giving some good cover fires with the snipers.
Sky should justifying his name once again, brilliantly sniping down both players from Team Xenon once again. I guess Shubu will have to go in. The kind of position he is in, he has to provide some aggressive push because otherwise Sky Shoot's backup fire, they're not really going to work. Team Xenon though, they really would want to fall back from this fight because they're not profiting anyway. Their position is very much favoring their fallback, and that is exactly what they would want to do. Elsewhere in the map, I guess Team Agent, they're completely wiped down. At least I hope so. They're wiped down the entirety of Team B26. But right now, things actually get pretty intense and refined because we have 3 teams. Team number 3, that is Team Swag. Team number 9, I believe it is Team Extreme EXE because this is a team that won already. So the expectations are going to be high, Tanya, for this. But Team Swag, they're not someone who you can really underestimate.
Absolutely. There's no team contesting can be underrated or underestimated because all they have gone through so much of practice grind and then they are promoted to this league level. So yes, all the teams are just compatible with each other. It is just that the situation that differs. Sometimes the zone doesn't give, and what a good fall. Dave got turned himself into some daredevil, and to be honest, he did not lose a single HP.
I mean, thankfully, he has been praying to the right god because he didn't lose a single HP. But elsewhere on the map, we have that fight. Team Xenon as well as Team Rage. I believe that is Team 1 Man. They're still going at each other. Team Swag are still going up against Team Extreme EXE. But here we can see Team number 12, that is Team Agent. They're up against Team number 5, Team Rage. They're kind of in some trouble because 1 man is already down. And with that being said, Team Agent, they completely wiped down another squad. They have 8 kills already in their back, Tanya. What is this team doing? You were talking about Team Agent being one of your favorites. Certainly, they're stepping up big time.
Absolutely, and they are increasing my favoritism for them, though being because we are not allowed to favor any team or boost up any team, but it is a Team Agents. I cannot stop eyeing on them. My eyes are always on them, and they have always proven themselves into every match, though taking only 1 booyah by far, but kills is never less a number for them. It is always 8 kills and above.
Certainly 8 kills and above. We'll have to see how many kills do they get in this match though. But Team Swag and Team Extreme EXE, the stars are lining up for both these teams. They've been at each other since, I'm not sure, the start of eternity. But at the moment though, there is a little pause. And both these 2 teams, they'll try and space it out. They'll try and get good positions against each other that they can actually utilize. At this moment, the shots are definitely fire. Team Extreme, they find themselves in the containers, and definitely they'll get some hard cover from that particular position. Team Swag, they have the high ground, Tanya. And we've talked it over and over again, how high ground and low ground. There's a lot of debate that high ground doesn't necessarily give you an advantage, but then a lot of people do think about the fact that the high ground does give you an inherent advantage. I am not really sure about it, but nonetheless, we have the scoreboard popping up pretty soon. I guess that will clear a lot of doubts because at the moment, Asian TXP once again, pretty straightforward guess. 36 points at the top. Ambush Esports with 25. I didn't really expect that, but Team Extreme EX, they find themselves at third, Tanya, with 22 points. So is that something to worry about considering that they have a Booyah already? Do they go for kills more?
There's nothing to worry about. Their play is perfectly well. They are doing their best, but it is the team agent who are going for the kills as well as Booyahs are completing them. It is very legal and more than difficult. But ultimately, I don't think these Booyahs are going to matter. These kills are going to matter. It is all about the league points, which is going to change the scenario. No Booyahs, no points. It is just that 3 teams from that very group are going to be qualified. But over a gunshot getting knocked against Extreme X's. So it is the lower grounds who are shooting the high grounds right now. The advantages and disadvantages which we were talking about, I don't think advantages of height are, I mean, I count it as a myth, to be honest. It is just that team who has a better precision of aim and a better precision and knowledge of the weapon. It is that team who takes away the knocks and who takes away the kills. So yes, this is what my concern is. Height doesn't matter at all. Advantage of height doesn't matter at all if you have a good precision of aim.
Absolutely. We'll talk about it after this fight actually gets over. I'll also love to discuss about the league points though, because Extreme EX, they will find themselves in a pretty bad situation if they don't win this one. Because, all right, let's just talk about it because the fight, there's a little bit of pause. So what happened last day was the fact that Extreme EX, they find themselves at probably 4th position. Yes, that is 5th position in their group with 7 points. Today, they're behind 2 teams, Asian TXP as well as Ambush. Both of these 2 teams are from Group B. So even today, if they don't manage to lead their group, they're not going to get the 20 points. Keeping that aside for a moment, I guess Team Swag, they're pressing the kill switch against Team Extreme EX, and right now only one player survives, and that's going to be Hamim. I was talking about league points. Forget about league points. I'm not even sure if they're going to get enough match points from this particular match itself. Right now, finding in that precarious position, a single player surviving, Extreme EX, they're having a tough time.
Extreme EX were on number 1 during the first leaderboard, and right now they are stumbling down onto the rank 3 this time. So yes, they need to make sure that they play good. But talking about the man of the match, and it was Agent Shabir, the last man standing for his team, and perfectly blew up with the booyah, with the kill points, because you know what happened into the previous match. 3 players were down, and it was 2v1 situation, and out of nowhere coming through the glue wall, he rushes in, he pushes in and takes 2 kills, and the team wins away. So Agents were the team which I was looking out for, and they are on the rank 1 on the leaderboard. Are they going to continue the same way with the same pattern, because they are still surviving? Talking about survival, it is team number 8 which is going to be the Jawbreakers, who are trying to survive and enter through the zone. I think it is going to be a little more than difficult to easily enter over here. Their god is making it quite too difficult, hitting some fighting shots, though he himself is taking some disadvantage of zone and over here taking long lead, but it is Grappling Hukan who saves him for now.
Certainly. Talking about Team Swag though, this is a team I really don't really like their approach, because they knew that the circle was away from them. They still prioritized getting kills. They did get few kills though, but instead got eliminated. I'm not really sure if that's a good trade-off. You need to stay alive to rack more kills for yourself. You try and take kills from the blue circle, that's not going to work. And that was a prime example of death. Once again, Team Agent find themselves right in front of Team LMC. I guess Sky Shoot, he did get himself 1 kill, taking down 1 player from Team 1 Man, but immediately it's going to be Jamil who will shut him down completely. That was another kill for Team Agent. They have racked up 10 already. Look at Jamil with the SMG. He's got 5 kills. This man, he's not sharding lead. He's sharding, I'm not really sure. He probably sharding fire bullets, fireballs. Nonetheless, this guy is a superhero in this match itself. With 10 kills, this team can actually go the distance. Right now, Tanya, we have 3 teams left in the competition. 11, that's going to be Team Eclipse, Team Xenon, as well as Team Asian. Who are you think, who's going to win in this one?
I don't know. I still think that Team Agent is going to work out way better than they are performing, because we've already seen Xenon playing very well yesterday, but it is Team Agent. I cannot stop eyeing on them. And once again, I am praising them again and again, to be honest, because that is what their play is making me do. 10 kills, as I
Wow.
said. Never below 8 kills have I seen them, and I don't think they are going to change their play for anything. So yes, Team Zenon is also trying to play very good. One squad house, 2 teams already. Upper ground held by Team Zenon, and below them it is going to be one more team. And let's see if the lower grounds, because we were talking about it is going to be agents, right? It is agents versus the Team Zenon. And if and I don't know when did we lose Zisan, and it is Jameel with 5 kills holding
Yeah.
double vector. He is one of the best rushers right now with the best weapons he's holding on to. So yes, if he takes a close call, he'll make sure he gets that knockdown, and he increases his skill point to 6. But talking about advantage over here, Shifat is using some very good grenade launches over here. Unfortunately, he did miss the shot somewhere, which he shouldn't have. He could have easily got a clear knock of 2 players.
Certainly, Agent Shabir kind of returning back the favor, taking down 2 players from Team Eclipse, and right now it is going to be a 4v2, I believe. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but certainly
Whoa.
Team Agent, they clean sweep everyone with this SMGs. I mean, wait a second, Shabir, Jameel, as well as Arnob. Arnob with a shotgun, Jameel, as well as Shabir with their SMGs. These guys are lethal in close range. We saw how team number 11, that's Team Eclipse, they were trying to rotate inside the compound, because that compound was under complete control of Team Zenon as well as Agent. They tried and rotate. Agent got kills from there. They completely eliminated Team Eclipse, and so did Team Zenon. That is completely outrageous.
Yeah, absolutely. What a beautiful play, outrageous play. And it was just that Team Agents are proving themselves better than the rest. And they are not, yeah, they are better than the rest, because they're proving themselves with each match moving ahead. They are proving themselves that they can do even better than that. But before that, we're going to see the team that got eliminated, Team Riot, just within 1 minute and 30 seconds of the match, and the team gets eliminated. So early on, fights were seen in the beginning match of the color, but then as the match progressed, the intensity of the fights slowed down a bit. But then once again, Ambush Esports got eliminated, coming from the Team Riot. Riot as if went through the Riot and eliminated full squad, then revived their teammate near to the confectionery. And then over here, the fight between LMCs, and it was against Team One Man.
Certainly, I guess we saw a lot of good fights, and this was one of them where there was a triple threat going on. We had Team LMC, we had team number 2, I believe that's Team Riot. I'm not quite sure with the number though, but this was another fight that was really on a really close call. Team Agent, they were getting kills after kills. They probably were on a bloodbath. I'm not quite sure, but here we were having the discussion if high ground and low ground really do matter. Team EXE, Extreme EXE, find themselves in a very precarious position. Also Team Swag, trying to prioritize kills over placement. And here you can see Dare God. I mean, he is definitely daring, because, I mean, at least you and me, we would not dare to stand on a cactus, but he did, and he paid the price for it, certainly. But this is Jameel. He goes in, he gets another kill for himself. Team Agent, they've been doing this forever, and this is exactly the moment when things got heated up. This is team number 11, that is Team Eclipse. They try and move inside the compound, but Shabir returns the favor with 2 shotgun kills. And then this is Team Zenon, who try and rush things up. They try and go in very quickly. Anandu did get 1 on Orno, but that doesn't really matter, because Team Agent, they were so well prepared for the players jumping down, and it was all about Jameel, who was just spraying everyone down. I wonder how many kills does he have. It might just be crazy. 7 kills, 8 kills, not really sure.
Not really sure about the numbers, but yes, I'm very sure about man of the match in Kalahari that we just casted. So yes, we're going to see his name flashed up in the next match, because Team Agent is the team which is not letting you down. The expectations are rising beyond the levels, to be honest, Salty, because it was just that a little while ago I said, yes, I'm eyeing this team. A little later, I just thought that maybe they can do even better, and then now they're getting better than the rest. That is the phrase I've given, and I don't know, because we still do have lots and lots of league days, right? So they're going to get new phrases per day, and with that we are also going to get the league points real soon. So yeah, here is the scoreboard, and Agent EXP with 2 booyahs, 29 placement points, 34 kill points, and total of 63 points. They are on the rank 1, followed by Extreme E, Extreme X's, and Jawbreakers. But look at the difference between rank 1 and 2, even more than double. Salty, you cannot stop praising Agents, right?
I absolutely can't stop talking more about Team Agent EXP, because they've been ruthless. Just look at those kill points. They've had 2 games. They've played 2 games. I believe they've played 3 games, right? And in the 3 games, how many kills do they get? 34. That's like more than 11 kills per game. And you're saying that this team is human? I absolutely doubt. They're like 4 gods paired into a single team, and that is just outrageous. Talking about Team Extreme EX, I guess maintaining this position is going to be really key for them, because they were in the 5th position. They were in the 5th position yesterday in terms of the league points, and now that they find themselves in the second place, they will get 17 points from the day in case they are able to hold this particular position. And I guess that's going to be really important for a team that really wants to stay relevant in such a long tournament like this. It is really important for you to get at least an average points every particular day, average league points every particular day. If you miss out on one particular day and you can't really show up on the next day, you're probably going to get taken out. And if you don't really qualify from the league stages, like that is from the groups, right, you have to be on the top 2 in your group to qualify directly to the finals. If you don't do that, it just doesn't make sense. Playing the play-ins is a very, very tough job.
Because you get more aggressive play in the planes, because everybody wants to make sure that they get qualified. But now let's see how does this map Bermuda goes. I've been casting one match with Mamba where we saw a very close. It was only one team who landed for Sentosa and one team for Cape Town. But this is an entire different play that I'm going to cast with you, because I saw 5 teams jumping together, but ultimately they decide to change to switch their location somewhere. And now Sentosa has 2 teams over here. Cape Town once again has the same team. Previously as well, Eclipse TRB went for the Cape Town once again. This is maybe the hot drop, and Flight Path was definitely supporting Cape Town drop, right?
Absolutely. The 5 path starts from Cape Town and ends at Bullseye. So both these 2 locations, they're pretty much favored for the teams who want to drop in Cape Town as well as Bullseye. But talking about the general pattern that we get to see, in Purgatory I saw a thing that most of the teams, they're trying and favoring to drop at the outskirts of the map and not really at the dead center. This time around though, we have kind of a different thing, because team number 6, that's Team Riot, they find themselves in the outskirts of Peak. They will get themselves some compounds, but things can get pretty messy if they get too close to Team LMC. Elsewhere, Team Zenin in Bullseye, they will be pretty comfortable. Team number 12, that's Team Agent, will find themselves pretty comfortable as well in Observatory. Team number 9, that's Team Extreme EX, they're trying to rotate, but once again we see the same pattern. Teams dropping in the outskirts of the map and trying to rotate inwards, even though this is kind of a strategy that sometimes might not work for you, because your rotation might get cut off by someone else. But I believe that it really preserves the peace and avoids early fights in the center of the map itself.
But crossing the paths is part of the game, Salty. So they can they might avoid it for the minute or 2, but ultimately when the zone closes in, they have to cross the path, and maybe they just want to take a little. Maybe they just want to last a little longer. Position points does matter, right? So that is maybe their decision. But I don't know what for. Nobody went for highest resource zone, which was in the graveyard. There's one team on the northern side of it, one team below it, but nobody within it. Nobody wants the best resources laying on the map. I don't know what was their concern. Maybe they don't want to lose players early on, because I've never seen the team hanging left with 1 player, 2 player. All I'm seeing is it is the team support that I must say, all the team players stick around each other, and that is favoring them very well, Salty, because
Absolutely.
because I've never seen one player left out, going for the passive approach, going for the passive play, and then now rooting for the standing points. It is that if one player is engaging into fight, all 4 players rushes in. Either they win it or they are vanished, but somewhere the team support is never backed off by any teammate.
Absolutely. Talking about the same topic, I'm a very big supporter of the fact that every team needs a distinguished scout. By a scout, I mean a player who can actually move in and get an intel from the opposite or the enemy territory. You necessarily not send the entire team forward. You probably need a player who is very much distinctive in his role. All right, I'm going to play sacrificial. I might be the sacrificial pawn in your team, but my contribution in a team is going to be very crucial. I'll give intel to you to work with. And I guess we have seen this quite a while. One team in Mars Electric is doing the same thing, but at the moment Team Ambush, they're pretty comfortable at quarter 2 right now, and they will get their loots and once again start their rotation. Once the circle kicks in though, all the teams from the outskirts of the map, they will have to move towards the center, and that is when the scout comes into play. You can't just rush in with your vehicle, or you can't just walk into enemy territory. You need to have prior intel, you need to have prior information gathering, and that is, I guess, a lot of teams do at the moment. A lot of teams, they try and give at least one particular player for scouting. Talking about scouting, I guess, let's talk about aggressors. Let's talk about fraggers, because Jamil with 9 kills in Kalahari, Tanya, this guy is a monster.
This guy definitely is the monster, and I don't know how many more bloodsheds are we going to see through this monster, because he is playing outstandingly well. Not only him, but all 4 players are playing very good. And as we were talking about the scouting and flanking, it is very good, and I agree to your point, but not to the extended level where you get knocked up and there's nobody to revive
Absolutely.
you. So yeah, you can go for the flank, you can go for the scout, but to certain levels where your teammates can give you the support you are whenever you are needed for. So yes, scouting and flanking is definitely important, but you need to just keep a close call, not go to the extended length where you are left out to die.
Absolutely. Team LMC as well as Team Riot, they were pretty close in peak, but then I guess Team LMC think of a situation where they might get taken down. And it is rather surprising to me that a team who drops out in peak leaves away the position to team number 6, that's Team Riot. If we actually look back on when the flight path started, Team Riot was the one who dropped in at the outskirts of peak, and Team LMC were dropping at the dead center. But then things are actually overturned. Talking about overturn, this Team LMC Skyshoot once again with a sniper rifle. He is taking down 77 MD, one of the key cogs in the wheel of Team Extreme EXE. Find themselves taken down. He is out of the server right now, and Team Extreme, they've been on a downward curve. Their performance has not really been the best after the first booyah, and they find themselves in a precarious position. They do have hardcover to play with, Tanya, but the kind of position where Team LMC is, they can easily tag out Team Extreme EX, and whenever they try and make a move, they can take them down.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever they try to go over there into the outskirts of their small compounds that they are holding on to, they'll make sure that they get the knockers. But talking about Team LMC, they are surrounded by 3 team salty. So now exposing, firing shots, and revealing your location. It is just going to be that the 3 teams, one coming from the left side, which is going to be Extreme X's, one below them, which is B26 Mystics, and from the right we can see Ambush Esports. They can attack from all 3 directions. So they need to save, and this is what I was talking about. Shu was spotted, and Shots is making sure he doesn't get spared so easily, and I don't think there's anybody there close to him who's going to give him revive over here. So yes, this is what I was talking about, being in the center and then getting attracted to the bullets. So yes, Team LMC is going to struggle hard over here.
Team LMC is absolutely going to struggle hard, especially with Team B26 trying to rush onto them. This is going to be so difficult. One player goes out to save Shuho, but that just means that their first line of defense is even more weakened. Talking about weakened, we have Team Extreme EXE and Hamim with 2 shots takes down Skyshoot as well as Shuho yet again. And now things are even more easier for Team B26 because they have very less number of players to take care of. I guess only 1 player, or probably at most 2 players from Team LMC are still alive, and that just makes life so much more easier for Team B26. They just can walk in and absolutely take down, absolutely obliterate Team LMC, and that is what I guess they're doing at the moment, even though they're playing split. And here you can see Shots as well as his teammate, I'm not really sure who, they're up against Team Jawbreakers, and things get too difficult. Extreme, he tries to run away. He does manage to find himself a small opening through the window where he runs away. Chrono shields activated at every point inside the compound, but that doesn't really work because Newbie, he's going to confirm the kill for himself. But here itself, this is going to be Team B26 up against Team Jawbreakers. We saw how Team B26 was separated. They weren't playing in a 2-2 formation, and now they're playing against a different opponent. Shots gets taken down, and eventually, I guess, all the players, they would want to run away, but Freak, he has other ideas. With the sniper rifle, he's going to take down 2 players, and I wonder how many players from...
Yeah, even I wonder how are they going to take the fights. And yes, this is the first match that I've seen so passive, because it is just 11 teams still alive, and it was not the case a little while back. Talking about Riot over here, they've taken 2 kills already, and now there are 2 teams that has to be contested. One is just above them. As I said, Team LMC did have the advantage of Circle, but somewhere disadvantage. I don't know when did they get into that disadvantage, and they got eliminated so easily. So they were the first team that got eliminated. Now over here, Team Riot, we saw them getting eliminated first over here, are with total of 4 kills already. And now how are they going to fight out? Because on the right hand, it is Ambush Esports who is waiting for them. Above them, it is going to be B26 Mystics who are going to wait for them. So I don't know how the match is going to progress.
Even I don't know, Tanya, because I have stopped making predictions at this point because things are just absolutely insane. Just like a Team Asian, they find themselves in the dead center of the danger zone, and they are Team Zenon, who is just absolutely marking their position. They won't let them go out of their compound, and that just makes life so much more difficult for Team Asian, a team who has been so dominant. That is something which I really did expect coming through in the 4th game. I guess I expected the fact that Team Asian might just be marked out of the game. A lot of teams will target Team Asian down and take them down, because the fact that this particular team is rolling out of competition, it might be the case that a lot of teams will be strategizing, all right, let's just go and take Asian down early. But then this is Sabir, and he is just walking in. He has a woodpecker in hand. He might actually get few kills, but it's Jamil rather, and he gets Shupan. And once again, the man with the mythic gun, he's just absolutely firing. On the other side, the second kill pops up as well, the second knock rather for Team Zenon. And right now things are so much more difficult. This is Team Agent, and they are pressing their foot on the gas because they know with 2 players down on their knees, Team Zenon, they do not really have a very big line of defense. Jamil gets another one. I guess the kill was confirmed, and with that they get their first kill in this one. Tanya, what do you think is going to happen?
I'm just wondering that the agents who take away 10 kills already, and by far since yesterday, it is the first match where I'm seeing that more than 50% of the matches over 10 minutes down, still 10 teams are playing in, and this is not what I have seen by far. So this is some new gameplay I'm getting to see coming from Bangladeshi players. So yes, let's see how are these players going to progress up more aggressively, more passively, or more strategically. This is the main question that is concerning me for now. But talking about agents, I think now or in the future, they are going to make sure that they get the best kills. But away Team Race got gotten down and got eliminated. He did go for the attack then over here. SP go and make sure that the revenge is taken. He does get 1 knocker, but unfortunately the kill is not yet confirmed after losing 1 player over here. And now maybe we want to confirm right now because there's no other team support that is coming for the Team Eclipse.
Absolutely. Only 1 player from Team Eclipse survives, and I guess he will be successful in running away from this fight. Team Rage, after losing Godwin, the reply, or rather the response to the fight, it was really good. And right now, with only 1 player surviving, Team Eclipse, they find themselves in a very weird spot. But I would want to revert back to the fight that we saw between Team Agent as well as Team Zenon, because they had 1 player perched up close. Just have a look. Jamil has been knocked out, but I remember I saw Shabir, who was pretty close to Team Zenon, but right now things are even more difficult, Tanya, because Team Extreme EXE follow up behind, and that makes a third party for Team Asian to deal with. I mean, I'm not even sure what I have to expect from this particular tournament from here on, but we're seeing a lot of extravaganza. Swag Dagon gets another one on Team One Man's player. I wonder why did they name their team One Man, because certainly this is a team who is having all their players alive. I mean, they're a 4-man team, but we saw how Mullah was a player who was really delivering yesterday. Let's see what this particular team can actually come up with today itself. They already lose a player to Dare God, and I wonder what they can actually put up in response, because right now, Team Swag, they're just charging in, and I wonder how long we can hold on. Mullah is almost on the verge of, he did get 1 knock for himself, and right now, Anaf, he will try and rush in because Mullah is at 50% HP, and it just gets so much more easier for him to confirm this particular kill for himself.
And yeah, he did get, I don't know what for, he gave the time for the player to get revived. I think this is going to work as a disadvantage giving this time is never accepted over here. But somewhere their god gets knocked down. The players are rushing in, taking a close in. Their god was the only player who did take 2 kills, but somewhere the players know they cannot afford to lose this highest level for the team, and the players save him. And now Anaf is giving some good shots, and one of the player, which is going to be Kiddo, is knocked down, and the players are going to get revived. The glue wall has been used, but it is Anaf who doesn't want the revival to be seen. But somewhere the players are working very well as a team. Kyonok is the player who saves Kiddo for now, and they have borrowed some time for healing themselves so they can again come back for the good fight. And Anaf is going to be spotted between the 2 players, but Anaf realizing it takes the call back over here and now confirms 2 kill. It was Anaf's strategy who worked very well. He went into between both the. It was a good strategy, to be honest, Salty, because it just confused the players.
Absolutely. Elsewhere on the map, though, Team Asian once again has done their job. It is Arnob who actually seized the final kill for himself and probably completely eliminated out Team Zenon. I'm not quite sure if the entire team has been taken down, but one thing is for certain, 3 kills for Team Asian, that has been confirmed. And right now, Team 9, that is Team Extreme EXE, with 3 players, though, they find themselves in almost at the center of the circle. They can actually play around this position with so much high ground in and around them. They can be in a very big trouble. Just have a look at the mini map, Tanya. They have so many teams around them, and their position, it just makes all of these teams wanting to get towards Team Extreme EXE and be aggressive against them. But look at Hamim. He has the arm to work with, and he gets a knock for himself, but I guess that was Gunshot who got that. Nonetheless, Kazi with the Croza will confirm a kill for himself and will steal away the kill. This is Zico who confirms off Shuvo, but Zico will be there to get the kill for himself with the M249. Certainly Team Extreme EXE with 5 kills, they are climbing back on, but the circle shift, oh my god, Tanya, this hard shift, my word.
Oh, the circle has taken such a shift that no team is having to get the advantage except for one, Team Riot. So Salty, we saw Team Riot getting eliminated early on in Kalahari, but Bermuda, they are getting the best of the zone for now, but getting the center of attraction, you get attracted to bullets. I know that, but somewhere I feel this Team Riot is definitely going to bag some kills before the elimination. I'm very sure they're not going to get the booyah. Being in the center, getting all the teams are attracted to that very compound that has been held high. Let's see how they're going to survive from here on. But before that said, Godspeed is already down, and now he was not down. It is Fresher who is down, and now I think it is going to be a game changer for now. But somewhere the Chrono Shields are going to be very well. Both the players swapping the location, so somewhere they did get time to take a good fight. But somewhere it was Godspeed who got eliminated against their god.
Absolutely, he was overwhelmed with numbers over there. But elsewhere on the map, we have Team Extreme EXE. Once again, they're peppering bullets on Team Swag, and they... Oh my god, how many kills are they confirming at this point? The Groza is singing for Kazi, and he has taken more kills than anyone could have imagined. At this position, Team EXE got at least 6 kills, and that is just absolutely outrageous. No one could have thought that this team is going to progress this far. They were at the center of the circle. They were pretty close in terms of the hard shift as well. And moving inside the circle as well and getting so many kills, it is not easy, Tanya, and they did that. Hamim, he's still going there with the arm, and he's still capturing kill for himself with 3 kills round. He's been knocked down, but I guess the revive is going to be coming in pretty easy. They do have glue walls to work with. Just have a look. Kazi has 4 glue walls to work with, and he can actually use them to move inside towards the circle. This team, that is Team Extreme EXE, they can move much deeper into this game provided they use the utilities wisely. As of now, we have Team Asian with 6 kills. This team is as consistent as ever. The shots come in, do not really connect because the glue wall is absorbing all the damage, but behind the glue wall, he will find one player from Team Rage, and I guess that is what he's looking for. Zishan with 1 shot, he gets another one. I guess he got both players. I'm not quite sure how many kills did he confirm, but I guess Shabir was one and Zishan was one who confirmed 2 more kills for Team Asian. Right now, they have 8 kills. Another team going down the drain, and here we have only 3 teams and 5 players left, Tanya. Once again, I'm going to ask you predictions, but I probably know it already. You're going to be rooting for Team Asian. And I guess Sabir with the 6 shots that he's connecting, you're not wrong, Tanya. You're absolutely not wrong.
Yeah, and now it is just 4 players, 2v2 situation. We cannot underestimate Extreme X's. They have managed to bag one booyah, so it is a fight between the equals. So I'm not rooting for any player for now, though Agent have reached their marker above 8 kills. So it is all good to them. And now first player gets knocked out, which is going to be Kazi. And over here, Zisan is making sure with his sniper skills and they wasted away the glue wall, which was the only cover left for Kazi. And on the other hand, Shabir takes a close call with his MP40 and eliminates Extreme X's. So once again, Agents won away the heart once again for the viewers, for the casters as well. And Salty, we cannot stop praising them for sure. More than 8 kills, it is the consistency that we talk about, right, Salty? Because they have always got 8 kills and above, but this time it was the third booyah that they got. I don't know how easily they can manage to take. And now we are headed towards the replays. LMC, after losing one player, one player was knocked Extreme. They try to give some cover fire, but then LMC gets eliminated first on the screen. Over here, B26 gets into the center of the attraction where they get into the fight on all 4 sides, which did not work the way they wanted it to. And Jawbreakers did get some good amount of kills, but after losing Naeem Alam, the strategy changed for them. Talking about Team Riot, after losing 2 players, they did manage to get into the final circle, the circle where it gets zeros. They did show us some good plays.
They absolutely showed some great plays. I still remember what happened in the final circle. Team Asian, there are 2 players. One with the MP40, he went up and up close and personal. And then there was another player who was... I'm not quite sure, but I believe it was Zishan who was just, quick switching between his sniper rifles and peppering those shots on the glue walls, destroying them in seconds and getting those kills, which is so important, and it was so beautiful to watch. Team Agent, they were absolutely on fire. This fight, Team Swag was the one who was on fire because they completely dominated the fight up against Team One Man. They had nowhere to go because... I understand the fact that Team Swag was definitely in a better position considering the fact that they were on the higher ground, but then they completely caught Team number 7 off guard in a very weird spot, and with those jump peaks and all, there was nothing that they could actually do. Team Extreme EXE, this is a team that really proved its worth in this particular game. I guess they had close to like 10 kills as well as the second spot. That is decent enough. And I would love to say that the way they held their spot was brilliant, Tanya. I mean, all the teams coming in, their rotations were completely cut off by Team Extreme EXE because they were right at dead center of the circle, and they just completely utilized the position to their absolute best. Godspeed did his best trying to knock down one, but then he was just completely overwhelmed with numbers. And this is exactly what I'm noting down, Tanya. Team Extreme EXE, they find themselves in a position where they can absolutely counter all the rotations, and they take down Team Swag with ease. There was no fight back whatsoever, and this was the triple threat. One player from Team Rage, he was taken down comfortably by Zishan, but then this is exactly when he showed up. He got Zico beautifully, and then just look at that, glue walls down, quick switching between the sniper rifles, and he will shot down Kazi. But then the other guy, I believe it is Sabir, he goes up close and personal with the MP40 and gets the kill for himself as well. That was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, so Agents EXE once again shined out for this match as well. So yes, guys, this is Tanya. I am signing off, but guys, stay tuned. There are 2 more matches that Salty and Mamba SR are going to cast. So make sure you freshen up quite too quickly. We will be right back.
কিন্তু ফাইট দিতে একেবারে সুইসাইড গেমার গেমিং এবং লাস্টে দিকে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোনে এলিমেন্ট ক্যামেরা যেটা ব্লক হয়ে গেছে বলতে গেলে এমজিআর যে টিম পেছে চলে আসবে এবং লাস্টে দিকে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোনে এলিমেন্ট ক্যামেরা যেটা কিন্তু ফাইট দিতে এখানে কিন্তু একেবারে gamer. Gaming. এখন লাস্টে দিকে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোন এলিমিনেট ক্যামেরা যেটা এমজিআর যে টিম পেছে চলে আসছে এবং লাস্টে দিকে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোন এলিমিনেট
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to Free Fire Bangladesh Championship 2021. After 4 wonderful games, once again with me, I have Mamba Senior. And something, a little disclaimer, like you might get weird clips of my face. Don't make memes because I'll be looking around for them.
Weird faces and memes. I think that is my job, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think you'll have to do it. Once I get a hold of the VOD, I think I'm going to sit down for half an hour, go through or skim through the VOD and make sure that I have a couple of memes, up my sleeves. Because if there's one thing that I love more than casting, that is pulling Salty's leg because he's such a nice kid. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to the FFBC. Of course, we had 4 games, 4 action-packed games. We are going to go through 2 more matches and talking about the teams which have gotten booyahs. Agent EXP with 3 back-to-back booyahs, a hat trick. What do you have to say about that, Salty?
I mean, this team has been slaughtering down everyone else in the lobby. The way they've been taking the rotations, the way they've been taking the duels, no other team has done. And something which is very distinctive about this particular team is the fact that their roles are very different. The sniper, he's doing his job. The one who goes up close and personal with the SMG, he does his job. The one who is a scout, he does his job. It's just so brilliant to watch. I guess it's not just how dominant this team is. This team makes Free Fire look so beautiful.
That is true indeed. But here's the funny thing, right? The league pod conversion makes it so difficult for for a team to snowball onto their momentum, because had it been without the league point conversion, this team would have been sitting on a throne, golden throne. And they would have been like, you know what? We're good to go for day number 2 as well. But over here, today, they're going to get 20 points for all the 3 booyahs. And that's it. They're not going to get 50 or 60 or 40. They're only going to get 20 points at max. So it doesn't really matter if they end up getting 5 booyahs or not. Of course, it does give them a large cushion to work with. But apart from that, I think that their job over here is done. The work's done. They have 3 booyahs back to back. Nobody's going to be able to take them down.
Absolutely, I guess. Another thing that I really noticed is the fact that teams from Group B, they're really showing up, Mamba. I guess it is because of the experience that they gathered in day 1. But teams from Group C, this group, they've been really underperforming. I'm not quite sure if that's because of the nerves, because this is their first day, or this is because they're really underprepared. I'm not quite sure about that part, but the fact that they're underperforming, it really goes to show. But thankfully for the league system, on the scorecard, you just have to rank above teams from your own group, and that just makes life so much more easier for teams from Group C. But nonetheless, it's going to be Team Riot up close and personal with team number 4, that is Team Ambush Esports. They just dropped in and now find themselves in a puddle because Riot, they're going in. I'm not really quite sure why they're not really charging in, because they had the upper hand, but now they're falling back. Wow.
It's called playing smart, Salty. I think it's not something that you do a lot, do you?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh man, sometimes I feel bad because I think I make you the butterfall jokes a bit too often. But getting back to the game, we have Shupan who's going to be knocked down. Is he going to get revived? I think so. He will get revived because there is nobody around him. But XN or Zenin, what you might want to call them. I like to use a shorthand, notations because let's just say that I'm lazy. I'm lazy to use all the syllables, and lesser the syllables, the merrier I am.
Absolutely. Being efficient with calling names, that is one thing that is you have to learn from Mamba SR, and certainly I'm doing that as well. But here we have B26, pretty close to Team Swag. And talking about Team Swag, they're split up, and so is Team B26. And a lot of flanks might actually come into play, but that is also a risk, Mamba. If you start flanking right from the get-go in a game, you can get third-parted pretty easily. And that is something which I don't think any team would want. Just have a look. The guy from Team Swag, he just went without his friend with a vehicle. And Anaf, he is completely dead stuck over there. Would you do that to a friend? No, absolutely not.
I didn't mean you, for sure. But yes, I don't know if B26 mistakes, they got the name from the airplane, the B26 bomber. But if they did, I'm telling you, it's one hell of a plane. It's so cool because I still remember, I think I saw it in some documentary. So the nose of the plane is not made of metal. It's actually made of glass, and you could see through it. And the gunner would be sitting inside the nose of the plane below the pilots, and he would actually manually shoot at flying planes or whatever he had to shoot at. There was no automation in World War I or II, right? So, that's the beauty of it. So I hope that it's something that they've picked from history, but you can only hope, right? And I've been an aviation fanatic since a very long time. But in the meantime, we do have a slowish fight going on between Swag and MSBD. So who do you think is going to come out on top?
Our drone is doing a very good job providing us with insights, Number 11, that's Team Eclipse. They're kind of perching up close towards Team Swag, but team number 10, they find themselves in a good spot. Team number 3, I don't know, man. They're perfectly cooked steak in between the buns because right now they're completely sandwiched. And coming out of this position, it's not going to be easy. All the resources might just have to be used up. But Gunshot with the glue walls, with no glue walls in hand, just have a look. I mean, all they can do is probably fall back from now itself because only 2 players, they're kind of safe. The third player, he is all perched up with, I'm not quite sure if he's still surviving because Team Eclipse, they're just climbing on him. Gunshot as well as I believe it is Sorry 9, I'm not quite sure. These 2 players, they have to fall back to safety. Yep, it was Daregod. It was Daregod who was still safe. Sorry 9, he has been taken down.
That he has been taken down. Gunshot has been knocked out as well, and Daregod is the only player surviving for Team Swag, and he's going to try and run away from this as fast as possible, and he's going to nope the hell out of there. But the question still stands: how long is he going to survive? Because he can run, but you can't hide. In the meantime, we have Lit Out actually, who's waiting out behind the glue wall. He's going to try and fall back, but will get knocked down, and MSBD is going to lose out on player for sure because he's going to get finished over there. And there's no chance in hell that he could have been revived because so many players shooting at him. But Nitrox has a pretty cute hat.
Certainly, he does have a pretty cute hat, and I'm jealous of it right away. But I guess my sense of fashion and your sense of fashion are quite comparable. We'll have to look at that on a LAN event though. But right now, Team Ambush, they already find themselves with 2 kills. And they're on the right end of the circle. So they don't necessarily have to rush inside on the other end of the stream as well. Team Jawbreakers are, I guess, fighting it out against another team. We'll have to quickly look onto that fight because something really cool is happening on the other end of the stream at the moment.
That is true. Across the river, we do have two different teams trying to fight it out. We have a third party happening as well, which is quite opportunistic. But I love it. I love it when teams go out in third party because, hey man, look, I'm all for conventions and being respectable while taking fast and making sure that you're not stealing kills. But honestly, in a game like this where we have such high stakes. Dude, I would steal kills from my own teammate if it guaranteed that I would qualify or maybe I'd win the FFBC.
Everything is fair in love and war, Mamba. At least I know that for certain. People call me sadistic, but that is something which just makes you win. Team number 8, Team Jawbreakers. They find themselves in good position with 2 kills already. This is a team that has been really underperforming from Group B. And they had a good day yesterday. We talked about how they had 2 booyahs, but in today's edition of FFBC, they couldn't really pull off some wonderful gameplays. They still have 2 maps to go, and this is their 5th attempt. I wonder what they can actually do because the league points are something which matter, and something is for sure. all the teams from Group B, they're really, really, shoving it down the face of teams from Group C.
Yep, all these teams are being pretty harsh over there. But I honestly think Group B should have had it easier today. Not because Group C is not that tough, but because they played yesterday as well. And they had that momentum going, and they're already warmed up. It's not like it's their first day in this tournament. Of course, they've played the qualifiers, and it's been a long road qualifying for the league stage. But then again, playing on stream in front of so many people, it's not easy. It does add up to a different kind of pressure, and there is something you call the stadium pressure, right? Or the pressure of playing in front of a crowd. You can only imagine what's going to happen at a LAN event, because imagine we have such high viewership online. LAN events they're going to be a completely different ball game. But apart from that, we have 10 teams, 37 players, and we're just 7 minutes into the game, so we've seen some pretty decent fights.
Certainly. And right now, Team One Man, they just rushed into the compound of Team Jawbreakers right now. Both of them are perched up pretty close. I wonder what is going to be the step that Team Jawbreakers take, because from this particular point on, I guess, placement points will matter very much, because as you said, the change in points table, there has been a change in meta as well. A lot of teams, they really, really want to go down the wire and really want to get those 15 or probably even more points. And for that, you need to get placements, and Team Jawbreakers, they know it. But even then, they would want to go up close and personal with the shotguns, and I guess they will try and get the first knocks, but none of the players have been taken down as of yet. I guess Sadness will just go down with his SMG. Will try and take one man down. He gets one. I guess Cheetah confirms the kill for himself. Sadness, who using the glue wall, he uses cover to evade everyone. Will he get the kill? I'm not even sure, because Loser, he's the final one standing. He has all the responsibility of his team on his shoulders. And Cheetah, he is the last one standing as well, Mama. This is a 1v1. This is a proper 1v1, but Cheetah certainly
actually a 1v3 now.
Ah, man, the revives come through, and there goes Loser as well as all the players from Team One Man. They will try and hunt down Cheetah, and Mola was the one who actually did that. Team One Man, they lost one player, but they got 4 kills, and I guess that is a pretty healthy trade-off.
Oh, it's a wonderful trade-off, and I think it was very smart to go in for the revives as well, instead of making it a 1v1 fight where either one of them had a 50% chance of winning the fight. So quite smart, honestly. And the glue wall was blocking the other player from coming out, and I think it was his own glue wall as well. So pretty unfortunate for him, but really smart coming in from Team One Man. And that is the kind of discipline that you expect from all the teams which are playing in the FFBC, because these teams are not to be taken lightly. They are superstars in their own right, even though it might be the first edition of the FFBC, but you never know who's going to step, when they're going to step up. But in the meantime, look at Shifa. He has a K9, he's outside the zone as well. He's taking damage, he's taking a lot of damage, and I think he's going to try and help his teammate out. But Alamin is going to be waiting it out behind the glue wall. Does have a sword off to work with. The question is it going to fall back, or is he going to wait it out? But Nitrox might just get shot at over here. Taking a quick shot, connecting one, but can he connect the second shot? That is going to be the question. He does put up a glue wall, needs to fall back. 31 points of HP to work with. He needs to heal himself. Alamin coming in and finishing up what Chief had started, but Chief needs to heal. He really needs to heal, and he's actually going to go out and do that as well.
Absolutely, I guess the dead bodies, they will be I'm not quite sure treasure hunts for Team Zenon, because they find themselves with 2 players surviving, and if Shifat goes down here, things are going to be so much more difficult for the last surviving player. So they need him to be in full HP, they need him to be inside the circle. But right now, team number 10, Team B26, also with 2 players standing, I guess, will be very close to team number 11, that is Team Eclipse. Once again, this particular team was really, really wise to get themselves some compounds of Brasilia. But look at the circle, Mamba. It is going to, end up in a very open space. And that means utilities, glue walls, these things are really, really going to matter. There's no hard cover whatsoever. If it ends at the dead center where team number 9 is, that is Team Extreme, things can get bloody.
Things can definitely get bloody. And look at EXE, though. They're dead in the center of the zone. They don't have to move even for the next circle. But in the meantime, we do have Agent pushing in. And they've had a wonderful run today, Salty. 3 booyahs back-to-back. That's a statement. That's not even just... I think they're getting booyahs for fun at this point.
Absolutely, they're getting kills at their own will right now. They had a very good day yesterday as well, getting 17 points, 17 league points. And today itself, I guess they're on their way to getting 20 points as well. So that makes it 37 points in terms of league points. And that's like a lot. That's a lot of points, at least in the first 2 days of the tournament. This is a pretty long tournament. I'm not counting out the teams who are still at the bottom, because consistency is what's going to matter a lot in the ending stages. But look at this, mama. Agent, they're just wrapping it up all across Team Eclipse, and they get all 3 kills. It's not just one player that survives. I guess they get 2 kills from this one. Another player from Eclipse, he was third-partied elsewhere. I guess it was by Team Extreme. But Zishan as well as Sabir, these 2 players, alongside Jamil, I guess these 3 players have been the key for Team Asian. Not to undermine Ornub's contributions, but these 3 players, they've been racking up the kills.
They have been racking up the kills, and that is how we expect them to play. But if you look at the current standings, we have Agent. Agent with 86 points. That's almost double what Team Extreme X has. And honestly, if I was playing for Team Agent, I would have put my phone aside and I would be sleeping on my couch and be like, hey man, listen, I think we have more than enough points for today. We don't really need to work as hard, because you know what? We're only going to get 20 points at the end of the day. So why even bother? Just, you know what? Let's pop open a cold one, of course, choose, and have some fun.
Absolutely. This team, Asian TXP, they've been net practicing too hard, and when it came to the international matches, they're just showing it up. That was a cricket reference though, but nonetheless. Team number 7, that is Team One Man, with 3 players surviving, they will have to go up against Team Zenon, who find themselves in a good spot. They are inside the, I guess, the ground floor of the compound, and they will have some hardcover to work with, but the circle is not in their favor, and so is the case for Team One Man. Both these 2 teams, they have to go for a run right now. I guess taking the fight is going to be a very bad decision for both of these 2 teams, because right now they have team number 10 to take care of, and that is Team B26, who we know is pretty deadly in cutting off rotations. So if they take this particular fight and engage with team number 10 as well, I'm not quite sure if any one of these 2 teams are going to enter the final circle.
Yep, but for now, I think this circle, at least for the next 2 or 3 minutes, is going to be quiet. It's going to be pretty quiet, because the teams are spread out. The zone's about to start moving within 20 seconds. And Ian is actually going to go in below me, not taking any damage whatsoever. Mola is going to try and push around the corner. Does have the dual wheeling vectors. He gets the first knock. Can he find the second as well? That is going to be the question. He's going to go around the corner. He needs to push. He definitely needs to push him, but he's going to try and guarantee the kill. Alamin is going to get finished, guaranteeing that point, that extra point for his team. And look at Knock just chasing him down. How is Shifan even alive? How is he still alive? He's going to... Oh! For a moment, I thought Shifan actually got that kill. But Loser is going to go and finish him up and finish what his teammate started. But that was quite interesting. That was crazy.
That was absolutely crazy. I mean, he went for a run. He certainly went for a run to try and save himself from Team One Man. But look at that. Team Agents Zishan. This guy has been delivering for his team, and certainly with 5 kills in the 4th match. I mean, I'm not quite sure if this is their daily routine, getting 5-4 kills individually in every game, but certainly these boys, they're here for kills, they're here for blood. They're like sharks in the water. If you step onto the water, you're meant to die. And being in the lobby with Team Agent, it's like you're meant to die as well. Team Rage do find themselves in a good spot in terms of the circle. We'll have to rotate inside though, but the circle shifts and it just complicates things for them, because I guess above they'll find Team One Man. On one side they have team number 10 to take care of. Elsewhere on the map, this is going to be Agent Zishan once again taking the head out of 77 MD, even though the revive will be pretty easy for Team Extreme. But these 2 teams, Team Extreme as well as Team Agent, Mama, trust me, these 2 teams, they're a match made in heavens, because they've been up at each other's throats for like ever.
Yep, they have been at each other's throats forever, but that is how it's going to be for the next 11 days, and that is what we expect, because this tournament is one hell of a brawl, and we've seen that Godwin is not going to leave that player. Loser trying to stay alive is being shot at from 5 different directions. Superman pushing it, trying to jump around the blue wall, and does have an MP40 to work with, and I believe the MP40 is one of the best SMGs in the game, especially if you're trying to run and gun. It does get the knock. Rage finding the first kill for him, actually getting the second kill for themselves, and 1 player down, 2 kills up. I think that's a fair trade. Top 6 teams, 15 players alive are not getting a kill. Actually getting 2 kills for himself. In the meantime, Superman taking down Mola. And that was quite unfortunate for Mola and his team being eliminated over there outside, from this game. And we do have Rage with 3 kills for themselves. Superman again just trying to push it. He doesn't want to slow down. He wants to go and he wants to go for the kill. The moment he smells blood, the moment he smells fear, he's going to push up and try and get that kill.
Absolutely. Team Rage probably has 2 gears in their vehicle, Gear 1 and Gear 6. And right now they're in Gear 6 at the moment. I guess they have their defense line as well. Jamil will try and bomb down Shield. I guess he was taken down by one. I guess it was Sabir who confirmed the kill. But moving on to this fight between Team Rage as well as Team LMC. LMC going up with the counter attack. Skyshoot getting 2 kills from behind. This guy has been really delivering with his sniper rifle. But Superman is the last one who is still standing with the SMG in hand. Will he deliver? Not really, because Skyshoot, oh my god, he has been so effective with a sniper rifle. I'm not even convinced at this point, because the sniper rifles in close range, it's not something that you're supposed to be using. Either you have a shotgun or an SMG to play with, and he's countering those shotguns and SMGs with sniper rifles, with quick switching the sniper rifles as well as getting the fire rate high. I'm not quite sure how he's doing that, but he's certainly doing that, and he's delivering for his team.
Yeah, but Arnob is not going to stop shooting. The moment these guys find a Groza, they just go all out. The only button they see on their phone is the button which says fire, and that is all they do all day long. But Sabir is going to try and push up. He wants to aggress. Oh! Zishan actually connecting that shot through the glue wall, and he does get the frag as well onto Extreme. And he's going to be pushing up with the sniper in his hand. 3 teams, 6 players alive. And this is going to be very, very difficult for the other 2 teams surviving, because it's going to be a 4v1v1. And 2 teams, 4 players. Agent, once again, they might get a 4th Booyah. And I don't know if they're even trying at this point, but they are going to walk away with 1 more Booyah. And I just don't know what to say.
I mean, I have my hands on my hands on my heads right now, because I mean, Zishan with the sniper rifle through the crew. What? Sabir with the SMG as well as Ornob. I don't know how to react how these guys are playing, but certainly they've activated what we used to have in our days, God mode. When you activate God mode, there's no one who can beat you.
Usually people get banned for that, but you mentioned fingers on your hands or hands on your fingers. I'm not sure what that was supposed to mean, but I did have a very graphic image of it. But talking about Agent, holy hell, that's this performance today. I don't even know what to make of it, because I think they're one of the first teams. So I've seen a record being made even in the Indian circuit where they had 4 Booyahs in a row, and can they make it 5? That is the question right now, because 4 Booyahs in a day, that's 100 points in a day after the new point system came in. It's not that easy. It's practically impossible. But this fight was so good coming in, and T1 man they just played it perfect to perfection.
Absolutely, I guess. The way it was a 1v1, it could have gone either way, but then Cheetah, he had nowhere to go. He was completely locked up in a cocoon of glue walls, and then all the players from Team 1 man, they went in and revived their other 2 players, and it was just the best tactic to be used out there. Shifat, this was the place where you really mentioned he needs to heal up. And I guess the time turner coming in from one player from Team Ambush, it was really effective. But then his friend came in and saved the day for that particular player. I guess it was Shifat. Nonetheless, Team Asian, they started their ambush from here itself, and just have a look. They're wiping down squads with ease. The way Zishan is counteracting with the sniper rifle, the way all the other players are just playing things out, it's just so good to watch. I mean, you mentioned it rightly. I mean, looking at the gameplay, doesn't even seem that this particular team, they're not even trying at this moment. They're getting kills as well as Booyahs effortlessly, and that is a level that you want to achieve. That is probably what every team strives for.
Yep, that is what every team strives for, and this is going to serve as a lot of motivation for all the other teams watching and playing in this tournament, and even for future stars, because the kind of performance that Agent had today is absolutely unreal, and it's definitely going to be a motivating factor for all the teams who are playing, because they're like, hey man, if they can do it, then why can't we?
Absolutely, the skill ceiling is very high, especially in a tournament like this. You have to expect that the skill ceiling is going to be sky high. And looking at Agent, I guess all these teams, they have to strategize something. It's not just about improving your gameplay, because I believe that if you're at this particular stage, all of these players, they have the mechanics. But something which is really working is that Team Agent, they've been strategizing and decision making well. And that is something which has been really, really helping them in all their fights that they take. Just always remember, Sabir is going to be coming in from behind you. Zishan is going to throw sniper rifles at your face. Jamil as well as Ornob are going to smack it down from the dead center. That is how this team functions, and no team as of yet has been able to break it.
No team as of yet has been able to break it, but the question is who's going to break it, because it's like David versus Goliath at this point, and you never know which is the team that is going to be able to do it, because After a point where a team has so much momentum that they've started snowballing, when you take a team like that down, of course you're going to make a name for yourself. But the one thing that you're going to ask yourself is also the fact that, was that a fluke? Or did I actually take them down? And that makes you question your own skill, your own sanity.
Yep.
And it becomes really difficult. But then again, Agent, I'm not quite sure if there are words in the English language which can describe their performance today.
Certainly, I guess. Even I wouldn't even try to do it. Booyah is the only way you can explain what they've been doing all this while today. I guess with the sixth match rather coming in, it'll be a test for them. Can they get 5 Booyahs consecutively? I'm not quite sure if they have so much, but something is for certain. We saw from the third game onwards that Agent was kind of being, I wouldn't say targeted, but a lot of teams were trying to take Agent down in the early stages of the game. And I guess that is one way to counter what Agent has been doing. This is going to be Kalahari once again. Team Agent did win in this match as well. But I'm not quite sure if they're going to do it for the 5th consecutive time of the day.
That is true. I'm not quite sure either. But if they do manage to pull it off, I think that's going to be a record in any Free Fire tournament, as a matter of fact, which has been as big as the FFBC is. That 5 Booyahs in a row, that's unreal. That's inhuman. And I would definitely want to know how have they practiced, what have they eaten, what position do they sleep in, and what the hair color is.
Absolutely. Hair color is really important. And I guess Mamba will get content for some more vlogs. But nonetheless, here itself, we have some early fights brewing up. Or don't we? We have team number 4, that's Team Ambush, up close. I believe it's Team Swag who is very close to them. Nonetheless, it might just be one player from Team Swag, because this team, they have a habit of dropping split. Sorry, Nine. He finds himself in a very sorry position because right now he's surrounded with 4 hungry sharks. He did manage to move out of the place though, and Team Agent, or rather Team Ambush, they didn't really go in. But here, have a look at this, Mamba, because Team Jawbreakers up close and personal with Team Agent. I'm not quite sure if you want to be in this particular position, considering how good Agent's run of form has been.
That is true, but RGB definitely gives you 10% more accuracy, so might as well get a phone with RGB or color your hair in that pattern, because, hey man, listen, it's been a popular meme amongst gamers since a very long time now. It definitely does help you. But Shrines is an area which, for a moment, I thought, why are we watching Clash Squad right now? Because there is a part in Kalahari which comes up while you're playing Clash Squad, and this is the area. So Shrines is where one of the games in Clash Squad happens, but Sabir is going to find a frag on a freak, and look at him. He wants to get one more. He doesn't want to stop.
Absolutely. I don't think that these guys have brakes on their pedals at the moment. Zishan will still try and go in. They don't have the ideal weapons as of yet. All these guys, they're still playing it with AKs as well as Thompsons, but they're pretty cool with it. I guess with one player down, Team JB will find themselves in a very, very corner position. Naimalamit gets down as well, and Team Asian, they're just dominating at the moment. Sabir gets 2 for himself, and now only 1 or 2 players survive for Team JB at the moment. Ornov has been taken down as well. Reviving him might be a very big task, but Zishan with the M4, he just wants to rush in. Sabir gets another one. He gets Freak as well. And now Cheetah as well as Sadness are the only one who are still standing. I wonder if Sadness is what they'll get at the end of this fight. But Zishan will still try and go close to Cheetah, try and reducing the spacing. He will get almost the kill on Sadness, not really connecting a lot of the shots from the M4. This is definitely not his ideal weapon though. But elsewhere, Jimil as well as Shabir, they have to show up, but Jimil gets taken down by Cheetah, and now things are getting interesting, Mamba. Will Agent get shut down right at the start of the game?
Well, you never know. A team of this caliber could actually go out there, play it safe, and maybe, just go for the long haul. But honestly, I think Agent is trying to end it quick so they can go and chill earlier, because they know it's the last game of the day.
Yeah. Absolutely. I guess there was a Superman meme as well. I'm quite sure you remember that, where all normal people, they're trying and hailing down Superman. I guess if JB take down Agent, all the teams out there, they're going to be the same normal people, and Team JB, they're going to be the Superman, but that's not going to happen. I wonder what they were doing perched up together in the corner, but Team Agent, they get 4 early kills in this game. Once again, starting out strong, but there's another team coming their way, and that's going to be Team Riot. And this is going to be a 4v2. This is not going to be a 4v4. With 2 players down, especially with Jamil and Ornov down, I wonder what Team Agent has to offer. But on the other side of the map, we have Dergot, who takes down 1 player from Team Extreme EX. And how many players are still surviving from that team? Because Extreme EX, they have been pretty close to Team Agent in terms of the league points. But yeah, I mean, the difference is really big in terms of the match points, but in terms of the league points, I guess, even if they try and keep their second position in the table, they will get 17 points no matter what. And I guess that is decent.
That is true. That is decent. But you talk about Riot, and they don't have any kills, but they do have a team below them they can fight, and that is Agent, and they are still the kill leaders. If you've not noticed, Agent is still the kill leader, which is it's beyond me. They're 2 men down. They're still waiting it out. They don't want to fall back. They have the confidence to take this fight, and they are going to take this fight. They're not going to back down. And it's been one hell of a day, one hell of a ride. But Sabir has been knocked down. He's going to get finished as well. Shua can maybe just go out there and finish him up. But Zishan coming up, and is going to get taken down as well. So Agent being taken down at position number 11. So that, there goes the Mammoth or the Goliath, if you want to talk about it that way. But,
yeah.
They are not going to get 5 booyahs in a row. So the record still stands, 4 booyahs in a row. And they're going to share it with a couple of teams.
Absolutely. Zishan still managed to get a kill for himself. Like, he knocked 1 player down from right, and he made sure that he confirmed that kill. Goes to show how strong a mentality this team possesses. Right now, I guess team number 5, Team Rage, go up against Team Xenon in Santa Catarina. This is not an ideal place. I would love to have a look at the circle though, because in Kalahari, the typical circle, it almost covers the entirety of the map. But once it shifts, rotating from Santa Catarina gets really, really difficult because you have so many angles to cover, and all you get is open space, open fields.
Yep, open spaces and open fields, but Santa Catarina is again one of the positions that I really like, especially if you have the control of the ship and it's the last zone, because there is no way in hell that people can actually come up. You have all the angles in the world that you can control, and even if they try and climb up the other broken side of the ship, you still have the high ground and you can take them down pretty easily. So Santa Catarina, again, one of my favorite spots. I like Mammoth as well. Mammoth is a pretty decent spot to drop down to. But apart from that, right now, I think the next zone or so is going to be fairly slow because we've already lost out on 12 players. We have 10 teams live, 7 minutes into the game. It's still the first zone. And ECL, okay then. Are they going to go and hunt AE? Now, that is a question that I want an answer to.
Certainly, I guess AE is in a position where they might actually go for a manhunt, but this is going to be Team B26. It's not going to be Eclipse. It's going to be Team B26 Mystics, who find themselves in a position up against Team Ambush Esports. They have to take care of Team One Man, though, who is coming in from behind, because otherwise they can get actually sandwiched. And looking at the minimap, I wonder if they're already in a sandwich position. If team number 7 presses the kill switch, team number 10, that is Team B26, they can be in a very big trouble. They can be in a world of trouble. And this area is probably going to light up Mama, because I can see at least 4 teams on my minimap. And that is not something which is a pleasant sight for these players.
Yep. But look at Maroof. He does have a grapple to work with. He's going to jump around the rock. He tries to take a couple of pot shots. Does damage, but also takes a lot of damage. He needs to stop and heal himself. And Romjan is coming behind him. But oh! 77 MD with his nade, getting 2 knocks for himself, and that is going to be big if he can actually finish those kills.
Oh my god, this guy is going to throw in more grenades. He'll confirm those kills, but this is Mehadi. He comes in from behind. I wonder how many knocks we get. Kazi is going to get 2 as well with his P90, and only Tonmoy survives. Mehadi, his attempt was really bold, trying to flank in, go in from behind and take them all by surprise, but I mean, little did he know, Team EXE, they were well prepared for it. They were more than well prepared for it. And with one, I mean, Ghazi did go down as well from a sniper, from a stray sniper shot coming in from Team LMC. Both the players from Team Extreme EXE get taken down. I was talking about this, Mamba. The third parties and the fourth parties in this position, it's absolutely deadly. And neither of these teams are going to be in a very good position. None of these teams are going to be happy about it, because you know, you can get a good fight, you can win a good fight, but then taken down by a third party. That is so frustrating.
That is true. That is so frustrating. But there's not a lot you can do about it. We do have MSBD with 1 kill, all the 4 players surviving, and a pretty nice Santa beard. I wish I could grow a beard like that in real life. I actually want to have white hair. Most of the people try and shy away from white or gray hair, but I love it. I love it. The only question is, can I go out there and bleach them out gray? I think they won't suit me with my skin tone, but I really still do want to try them.
I love your preference talking about beard color, but here is me who is still. I'm not quite sure if I should say my age on stream, but I'm still yet to grow a beard itself. So don't just make me depressed, Mamba. Here we can see Daygod making Reflex pretty depressed. I'm sure about it.
That is true. But MSBD, they're going to... Oh! That was a nice quick scope coming in. But Newbie is going to be there, just trying to make sure he gets all the loot. And his team is just waiting it out alongside him. Blade might have a backstab coming in. The nade is going to go up, but missing that nade is not going to do a lot of damage. Peeking around the glue wall, he needs to stay alive. And he's being pushed as well. But I don't think he's going to stay alive long. He is going to get taken down. That was gun down his throat. That is how close the enemy team was.
Absolutely, the reinforcements come in from Team B26, and I guess they want to take down Team Swag, and there goes Team Swag down the stream, or down the river, because right now Team B26, the way the reinforcements came in, sure, it was not on time. It was not on time enough to save Bladers, but nonetheless, they do get 4 kills for themselves, and they've completely wiped down Team Swag. They just completely wiped the floor with them. The way the jump peaked and finished them in one clean swoop. And here you can see this is Team 7, that is Team 1 man. All these teams, I guess, are going to be in pretty good position. The scoreboard is going to pop up pretty soon, I guess, and that is going to give us a very good reflection of what this match has been as of yet. But Nobi is taking a lot of damage, and eventually is going to get taken down by Team LMC. They've got a lot of stray kills, Mamba. Remember for a fact that this Team LMC, they've not engaged in a single short range fight. All of them have been pushed up by Sky Shoot, and he's been doing this all this day with the sniper rifles. I wonder how many kills did he get for his team.
I'm not quite sure about that, but look at those points, triple digits already. And even if Extreme X tried, they wouldn't be able to cross triple digits tomorrow because there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to put up a performance that great. But Agent EXP just dominating the competition over here. Shuo is probably going to try and push up, or maybe not. He doesn't want to push up. He knows that the other guy is reviving his teammate, and I think this is a mistake. He had to take that fight because now he's going to make it a 1v3. Oh, wait, what? He did drag his gun up, but he did not shoot.
I mean, I got to agree that ADS in this game is pretty difficult, but that should have been the case. He should have shot. I mean, especially when one player from Team B26 was down, that was the right moment to press clutch, but he didn't really do that. Elsewhere in the map, I guess Team Rage will find themselves a good spot in command post. I wonder where the circle, how big the circle is, how many teams are there inside the circle, because this is a third circle already, Mamba. And from this particular point on, most of the teams or most of the players are going to get washed away. So it really matters which particular position you're holding. But currently, there's no surprises in terms of the kill leader. I mean, of course, you would know. It is going to be Zisan. He has been doing it all... I mean, he has been doing it all day, all night. Last game, he has 5 kills this match. I mean, last game, he has 4 kills. Last game, he had 5 kills. Mama, you have something to say about it.
Zisan is just destroying, and he's just obliterating the competition over here. And I think he's doing it for fun at this point because he needs to chill out.
I mean,
he's embarrassing his comrades.
It's like he's in a state where he's just toying with his opposition. There's no real fight whatsoever. The only guy who I would say that is comparable in terms of a sniper shooting is going to be Sky Shoot, because he's been really pulling in the heavyweights for his team. But his entire team as a whole, Team LMC, couldn't really, get their foot on the gas. But Team Agent, they've been really working around Zishan very well because of Sabir as well as Jamil's contribution as well as Orno. But nonetheless, it's going to be Loser with the Groza at long range. Will take down Alamin. Will try and confirm the kill though, because Zenon has only 1 player left. I guess team number 7 would want to try and push up ideally, but considering how small the circle is, they would want to stay put as well, because they have a very good compound right at the dead center of the circle, even though it's not geometrically the center, but we get the point.
I do get the point that it's geometrically not the center, but we do have Riot pushing in, and they have Extend. Oh, they have the flag. They have the backstep. Knock is going to find a kill for himself. In the meantime, Alamin is going to find a flag on to Riot. Ahnaf, sorry. And how did that happen? Didn't they actually have the backstab?
I'm not sure either. This is Maroof, and he'll try and push up, but he has Team Zenith to take care of. They're coming in from behind, and that makes life so much more difficult for Maroof. He has a VSS to work with. I'm not quite sure if that's the best gun to use in this particular situation. Rohan, he is doing the same thing as well with scene number 10, who is perched up in one sniper tower. Taking them down must be an easy job with a single grenade, but getting that aim right is going to be so important for him. Neither of these teams are inside the circle Mamba right now. When they make a move, I guess that is when the bodies will fall.
When they make a move is when the bodies will fall, and that sounds like a pretty wild line. But five teams, 10 players, 15 minutes on the clock. Within the next 3 minutes, we're gonna have a winners as well. But Kiddo just trying to break that glue wall with the SVD. He's in the open though. I wouldn't recommend doing that while you're exactly out in the open. But he's going to find a kill for himself because the other player Maroof does not have solid cover to work with, except for that cactus, which is not going to last as long because the zone is going to push him in. But Nog just trying to shoot away as quickly as he can, but he's going to get taken down from Godspeed on the right side with the Thompson, and Mola is going to find Nog for himself. Actually a kill, just finishing him off. And that's going to be quite unfortunate for Nog because he was almost going to be taken down over there, but he did get revived. Mola trying to push up. He does have the dual vector, 30 points of HP to work, but he needs to heal up. He's going to go around the wall and he'll get taken down. Pays the price of being extremely impatient over there.
Absolutely. This is a 4v2 right now. 2 players from Team Rage up close and personal with 4 players of team number 7. That's going to be Team One Man. This has been a team that I have been looking forward to for so long. They didn't really get a booyah because of the fact that they missed out on very close quarter combat. But right now, Sabrohan, he's the last one who is still standing. He goes in through the maze of blue walls trying to get a kill, but this is going to be Kiddo with the Max 7 smacked on his face, and he's going to fall down dead. And Team One Man, finally they get a booyah for themselves. I've been rooting for this team since day one, and I really like the way they kind of go about their game in a calm and complicated manner, but they couldn't really get those and converted those into booyahs. But this time around, they did that. I really want to see more from this particular team in the same fashion.
Did you just say calm and complicated?
Yeah, because, I mean, this is a team that really doesn't follow a single strategy. I've seen Team Asian do that, but this team, they kind of mix things up, and that itself makes their strategy complicated because they're not quite easy to decode. If you're Team JB or if you're Team Riot, you pretty much know how Team Asian functions. But if you're Team, I'm not quite sure. If you're Team Riot and you go up against Team One Man, you probably can expect them to pop out from anywhere.
Fair enough. I was a little surprised because that's not. Those are the 2 words that I never really saw go hand in hand. But well, you learn something new every single day. But there you go. This was a free kill for himself. He just literally walked in.
Yeah.
Like, hello, what's up? And he was like, hey man, your time's up. You gotta go away. I'm gonna take that kill. And Blade again over here. What happened was he got overwhelmed by 2 players. He did try to put up a glue wall, did not work. He got backstepped. He got sandwiched. And that was quite unfortunate, but just look at that. Light, actually. It's LI8. Light Out is what his name is. He went, He jumped around the glue wall. He did get the kill as well. And this headshot, I don't get it. Like, what? I get one headshot for every 100 bullets I fire. These guys, it's all headshots.
I mean, I said for a fact that all of these guys are rather mechanically very skilled. It's just about strategies. It's just about how you function that matters. And once again, this fight was one of my favorite fights because the way Rohan was trying to find team number 7 from, I don't know, in between the maze of blue walls, it's just so difficult. And then with so many players up in front of him, it's just so difficult to find, I don't know, decode where the players are going to pop up from. And Kiddo was there with his Max 7 ready to smack him down the face. And he did that.
Smack him down his face. That is exactly what the team which got destroyed would have felt. But this time around it was a rain of lead bullets and nothing else. Salty, Agent, the way they played, what would you say?
I mean, I'm not quite sure if I would say this domination because we've seen, like, in the past, in different tournaments across different esports, certain days are just meant to be yours. And on that particular day, you can outshine anybody, be it in state level competition, be it in international stages. There are these particular days that are meant to be yours. But if Team Asian does that tomorrow as well as in the next week, I would say that they're a level above everyone else.
That is true. They are definitely a level above everyone else, and the kind of performance they had today was quite surprising to say the least. And also, it was a lot of fun to watch because the domination that came in from them is going to just act as a catalyst for all the other teams who work as hard and show us that dominance all over again. Salty.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I guess we will have a look at the final scorecard pretty soon. And that would just clear things up for everyone else that, what's been happening, as well as the league points, because that is what matters at the end of the day. I mean, even if it doesn't even matter if you might have double the lead at the top against the second place team. But at the end of the day, what you're going to get is 20 points in terms of leagues. And this is the thing that actually matters. Your league points are going to carry you through the entire tournament, not your match points. So it doesn't really matter if you roll out of competition. You're gonna come back and start from ground zero once again the next day.
That is true. That is true. But we have a lot more to add on to this. Right now, it's time for a really, really short break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back.
কিন্তু ফাইট দিতে এখানে কিন্তু একেবারে সুইসাইড গেমার গেমিং এবং লাস্টে দিকে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোনে এলিমিনেট গেমারে যারা ব্লক হয়ে গেছে বলতে বলতে এমজিআর যে টিম পেছে চলে আসবে এবং লাস্টে দিকে গেমিং উইথ নাইমে জোনে এলিমিনেট
Once again, guys, we're back with Free Fire Bangladesh Championship 2021. We're over with all the matches of the day, but here comes the analyst desk. Or rather, this is not the desk remains the same. Rather, I would say we were on the analyst hat because right now in front of us will come the leaderboard as well as the league points table, the format, everything. The map recap comes on your screen right away, and Mamba, I mean, there is one logo that I can see quite a lot of times, and that's going to be Agent EXP.
To be fair, they have a really cool logo, man. I think the reason why they got 4 Booyahs is exactly because of the logo. So cool, man. The way he's holding the gun, it's actually quite professional if you look at it.
Yeah, it does give me a military vibe, like from the future. I'm not quite sure if they are from the future though, but certainly it is certain for a fact that they are pretty modern in terms of the gameplay, and that shows. Once again, the scorecard is going to come right in front of you pretty soon. These are the teams who play today: Agent EXP, Ambush, and everyone else. We know which of these teams are playing, but certainly Agent is the one who was really showing it off, who was really getting those kills, who was really getting bloody with things. But nonetheless, we'll throw off to the scorecard, and I mean, it doesn't surprise me at this point. 112, Mama. Anything to say about it?
3 digits in a day in terms of total points is unreal. It's just incredible. I don't think we're going to see this coming in from more than 2 teams in this entire tournament. And I'm not even over exaggerating because 4 Booyahs in a day is really difficult. Trust me. It's not something that happens often. It's been a couple of months since I saw this last. So, big props to Agent EXP. Of course, we do have Extreme EX with 59 points as well, who done an incredible job. But the good thing about Agent EXP is the fact that they have more kill points and placement points, especially after the fact that you used to get 2 points for every kill. Now you only get 1.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into the format once again and explain it to the audience. I mean, it is pretty easy though. All you have to do is rank above your group members, and that is what you have to do. If you rank first in the points table, it doesn't really matter. If you rank first in your group, you get 20 points in the league, and that is what you're going to carry forward in the tournament. All the lead that you had, it might be up against teams from Group B. It doesn't matter because teams from Group B, they're competing with themselves. And once again, even if you rank 3 in terms of the points table, but you're up above everyone from your own group, once again, you get 20 points for the league, 20 points for the day. And that is what you're going to carry forward. I guess I did explain it pretty simply. Mama, you have something to add on?
I think the only thing that I would want viewers to notice over is the format and why the format is so important. Because you saw what Asian did today. They had 4
Yep.
booyahs, and that created a 50-point buffer. But once they go back to their own group, they're only going to have a lead of 3 points. That's it. And that is the reason why this tournament and this format is so grueling, because you had to be consistent every single day. You cannot have a day where you pop off, where you have incredible games, 4 booyahs or 5 booyahs, make a buffer of 50 points, and the next day you just plummet. You just don't perform well. It doesn't work that way. You have to be consistent every single day. And I think that is what makes this tournament so great.
Absolutely. With 11 days of consistency, that's like a lot. That's a very demanding task. And I feel that it really judges the merit of a team really well. I mean, you might have a very good day and you can win several tournaments on the back of it. But I guess a team that is consistent over a extended period of time, that is a team who is truly better and not a team who just built up a point through one good day. And that is something which is the essence of Free Fire Bangladesh Championship. They're looking for some team who is going to be the flag bearer of Bangladesh Free Fire for the next year or so. So, I mean, this is probably the correct way to judge it.
That is true. That is probably the correct way to judge it. But apart from that, Salty, it's been an incredible day. And I just hope that most of the teams who not played today, actually only one group which hasn't played today, that is Group A, can draw some inspiration from this and try and figure out how to break this curse for themselves. Because, of course, for EXP and their fans, their day could not have been better. But for all the teams who have been playing, apart from EXP, they're going to be like, man, what do you even do in a situation like this? They're just walking all over us. They're outclassing all their opposition. And that's a wonderful thing to see.
That is an absolute wonderful thing to see. And with that out of the way, I guess we don't really have anything more to add on. We will be coming back again tomorrow, Mamba, I guess. And with more things to say, I guess we have the highlights up front. I don't think we have anything more to add. Mamba, what do you think?
We do have the highlights coming in for you guys. But before that, I do want to mention that the format, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to this format, because from this format, real stars are going to blossom. We're going to have a look at the league standings as well, because that is the reason why we're waiting it out. And of course, we'll have the highlights, the entire day's highlights rolling for you guys at the end. So stay tuned for that. But apart from that, I want to know from you guys, all the audience, all the viewers, all the fans who are watching this tournament, which is a team that you guys are supporting. And I'll keep an eye on the chat. And, we'll have a great time breaking these teams down, Salty.
I mean, I was having a look at the chat when you guys were casting, was munching it out and watching YouTube, the stream itself. And I mean, it's necessary to have someone in the live chat asking for DJ Alok. Still now, when you have Chrono as well as other agents coming in. But I guess this is a really fun thing to have, I guess. DJ Alok and Free Fire, both of these go hand in hand.
That is true, but let's have a look at the format and the points table as well in the meantime. And we're talking about the format, right? So we have the group standings, which we'll quickly see, and you'll understand why I've been raving about this format. And of course, it doesn't really matter if you get 5 booyahs or 6 booyahs in a day. As long as you're on top of your own group, you're going to get 20 points, and that's it.
Exactly, and I guess Team Rage did exactly that. The fact that they were in the top 4 doesn't really matter, because they walk away with 20 league points, and that is what they're going to compete with from the next day onwards. It doesn't matter what point buffer they had from the team that was at the top. Team Agent EXP, they had 17 points from day 1. They get 20 points from day 2, and they sit with 37 league points. And the match points, they're at 2 because they've played 2 days. So that is how you can actually distinguish all these 3 groups. They're going to play, I believe, 9 match days, and that is going to be not 9 matches. I guess they're going to play 6 match days. I might be wrong in that regard though, but all that matters at the end of the day is the last column. That is the league points. Top 2 from every group, they qualify for the finals directly. The bottom 4, they have to battle it out in the play-ins. And Mamba, for certain, no one in this entire 12-team roster is wanting to play the play-ins, because that's a deadly place to be in.
That is true. That is definitely a deadly place to be in. But of course, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, you guys follow us all on the social media handles, Free Fire Esports. And of course, it is going to be Bangladesh official Free Fire Free Fire Bangladesh official, Free Fire Bangladesh, all, everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. It's the same. It is exactly the same. So you only have to remember one handle. And make sure you guys go and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Because, man, all these kids, I'm telling you, that is the app to go to if you want to tap into all these kids.
Absolutely, absolutely. The redeem code is coming right away. I mean, it has been a tradition from Garena to kind of reward its viewers, and I guess this is the way we really connect with the audience. The redeem code is down there in the corner. It is something which you want to get. I mean, they did the hard work right as well, Mama. They've been tuning in for 3 hours long a stream, watching the games. Even though it's interesting, I might say the games were really interesting, but being on stream for 3 hours, they've been for this. And I guess this is a way to thank all our audience out there.
That is true. This is a way to thank all of our audience out there. Of course, you need to go to reward.ff.garena.com and then punch in your code, which is FFPCEGMPC3HZ. And of course, it's only valid until midnight tonight. So make sure you guys go there right now and redeem this code, because tomorrow you're not going to be able to do this. And tomorrow you'll have to wait it out if you hit a milestone again. But Salty, apart from that, do you want to add on to anything, especially for Team Agent?
Team Agent? I guess this is a team that really needs to be, working hard in the gym as well, because they've been grinding it in their phones. Look at it. I mean, health is really important, guys. But nonetheless, I'll go and have my midday workout right now. This time for us to sign off. This is me, Salty. I mean, yeah, I really need some midday workout because I need to complete my quota of 100 push-ups a day. I'm not quite sure about you, Mamba, but nonetheless, this is me, Salty. We will be signing off. I guess, Mamba, same for you.
Of course, we do have the highlights rolling in for...
Bro.